A kind day to you all. I'm Kinsmark.
I'm Violeta.
And one can consider this another side entry in the Fallout 4 series, one that shan't curry itself a number. Just because this is a sort of hectic day, even more so than expected. Because a few things came up for us. Most notably, a couple of her cousins are here in the country from Scandinavia land, and they had intended to spend some time in Miami. Except there's a hurricane coming at Miami, kinda nowish. And so they had to sort of like make an emergency flight over here to stay here for a few days. Yeah, so they suddenly showed up, so we had to kind of shuffle things around, and last night I had, as is fairly common, yeah, each of us had some like issues as far as insomnia. I did get some sleep, just not much.
I got 2 hours.
I got 5-ish, and none of them were consecutive.
I'm a little loopy.
Yeah,
You warned.
I am exhausted, so is she, so this shall probably end up a fairly short stream.
Why is that a thing?
I know,
The thing
I
with
want
the little-
those.
with
I
the
know,
little
there's so much in
They're so
this
cute. I want
that
that.
I just wish we're in the game. Because another thing, this garage isn't in the game.
No,
It doesn't
stop
exist.
it. Stop making me upset.
And a few modders have like tried to make approximations of it, and no one's actually matched it. Anyway, so I'm probably just going to screw around probably on each of our files and show off a few different things.
Yay!
I've played
We've
around
been
with
busy.
a few different mods lately, and I'll probably just spend some time chilling out and hanging out with you guys. Logo only. Uh-oh, hang on.
Marcus says you got insomnia too. It's lovely, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
Hey.
this is an insomnia fun, kids. Wait. Where is? Oh, it might help if I actually select the game. That'd help. Yeah.
Misty says I'm on Japan time, so sleep at 7, wake at 4.
Oh god. Oh, the game is freaking out because I alt tabbed. Hang on. Let's just
Let's quick try that again. How about that? Sorry.
Just give that another shot.
gonna try
Another
this
take.
Marcus is here. Says howdy. Scarlet is here,
Cheers, friends.
and my lovely Miss T is here. Hello, hello. Incoming KSP build. MiG. MiG 31. Ooh, load faster, TV and tarts.
Curioso.
Oh,
Oh, dude. I like it.
So good. They're adorable.
Use that. You have a talent. Alright, let's see here. So.
And 72. And 72.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure how to say them. Like, I see these, but I'm not sure if you're supposed to, like, say, like...
Oh, Antonov N72.
That's
Alright.
cute!
That isn't.
Ooh!
So. Anyway,
I do not have the talent of the KSP.
So
On the
all
other
of-
hand, buildy things like Sims and construction-y things like that, I can do that.
Yeah, so anyway, like all of
Not
that
the sound.
intro thing is just to say that yeah, this is probably going to end up a pretty short stream.
Yeah.
So apologies for anyone that was hoping for another like proper entry in the Fallout 4 series. I just don't have that kind of energy
Exhausted.
at the moment. You're probably going to see me just like drain of energy throughout this stream.
Miss T says we should figure out how to mic both of you simultaneously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should also turn that off.
Okay,
Alright, so
I've been
this is
busy.
her character, Caitlin's edition of the castle.
I'm still working on it, but as you can see, I have lit some things.
Oh yeah.
I have decorated the inside, though there are no lights inside just yet, simply because I ran out of build space and also out of glass. Which you need both to make lights.
Yep.
So let's check out my fishing boat.
Have you done anything in here?
No, not since you helped me.
Okay, so it's just
With
a
the start.
semi-empty warehouse then.
Yeah. I plan on filling it eventually. I just wanted to finish what I was already building. Show them the cafe.
Yeah.
The cafe proper.
The
Marcus
Castle
says-
Cafe.
Marcus says, by the way, guess who was supposed to apply for a green card today? This guy.
Oh.
Had to push it for later since I like a proper photograph.
Gotcha.
So this is the Castle Cafe.
Pretty legit.
Yeah, it's a nice family restaurant. I remember what I forgot to do. Go out the other side.
Eh.
I meant to put, like, right here by these ledges, like a couple of round tables and some chairs.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot to do that. Can we do that before I forget again? We have to do the thing first. Oh, no, I already did that. Huh.
Apparently.
Apparently I am a smart and already did that.
Whoa, what the?
Yeah, you didn't know we could
Where'd
build
you get
those?
these?
Aren't they cool?
Where did you get these? I don't have these.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
I saw them.
I don't have these.
You sure?
Yes.
Maybe it's a picket fence I picked up.
It probably is.
Do you want me to look that up for you?
Or is this in the patio furniture picket fence? I don't know. I mean, it is called a patio table. So do you want this, or?
Do you think that would look good?
Sure. Like either that, or like one of these. That's more of like an indoor kind of table, though.
Yeah,
I
let's do
think
that.
let's do that. Yeah.
Like, 2 of them.
Heh.
And now we need to put some chairs around it. But yeah, and I want to warn you guys, I have been having some fairly severe connection issues the last several days. So I might be in and out of chat. Can we put like little lanterns on the table?
If it'll let me, because sometimes it doesn't let you put stuff like that on tables, which is kind of goofy. Is what it is, though. Where's the lantern? There
I
it is.
feel like
Oh, you need more oil and glass for lanterns.
I don't have glass.
So, anyway. Heh.
Easy living, this ain't.
But yeah.
What are you talking about? This is the easiest living in the Commonwealth, you friggin' griper.
Yep, and then I have.
Oh, and for a certain announcement I'm going to make in the more proper series, I got a cool recolor.
Yes. And I have built a bit more of a shack for my radio man because he lives in there and I feel bad for him. I had to finagle it a bit with the walls because it did not. It didn't want to snap. And then shall we show off in here?
Yeah, she got ambitious indoors here.
Yeah.
Auto dock.
Maybe we should get rid of the radiation.
What?
Put the auto dock.
Oh. Yeah. Heal rads. Heal HP. Whoops.
Do nothing. Yay! Do not cure my addiction. And then this is the barber shop. It's not fully decorated on the walls yet. I do plan to put up some pictures. This is the physical. You go back. Physical therapy area. And then this is the general workout space where there are enormous amounts of lines. Like,
I just love that the AI either goes to one of two places at night. It goes either to where there's alcohol or to go work out.
yep, literally. No joke. Oh, will you go see my kitchen? I've done some work in my kitchen.
Oh. Whoa, you really have. Jeez.
I forgot to show you this the other day.
Yeah, I
Oh,
have
and
not
I
seen
found
this.
out. Guess what does click with modular kitchens on the
Uh.
thing? The
Oh,
fridge.
yeah, the,
No, the
wait,
fridge.
the fridge does?
Yeah, it clicks onto the thing.
Oh, you put it on, I could have sworn I tried that.
It has to. No, it does. It clicks.
I could swear I tried that and it didn't work.
Yeah, it works.
I don't know, whatever.
But yeah, so this is my.
Of course, it's all do-it-yourself compatible.
And I put like some food. I haven't figured out what I want to do with those tables.
Here for me.
Because those were, of course, base game. They were just in there. I haven't figured out what to do with them. But yeah, I put the big tables down the center because I figured that could be mess. You know. And the lovely Kinsmark over here helped me build the boathouse.
Yeah.
Because I really wanted a boathouse, but I wasn't sure how to finagle
here.
it and build it because I'm not
One day at a time.
entirely comfortable with the warehouse and the farm building things yet. Though I'm working on it, as you'll see if he shows us to Sanctuary.
I suppose.
So I've done a lot of work at Sanctuary too. Yeah.
Chat died, didn't it?
Yeah. It's lying to me and saying I have internet connection, but the internet says I do not have internet connection. So, I'm not actually entirely sure.
I don't know.
You're lying.
I was really sad last night because I found what I thought was a really cool R91 mod that was like the third attempt at the same mod from different authors to make an adaptation of the G3, which was one of the first weapon mods to even go up for Fallout 4, and turn that
So
into
this
the old
area
R91.
is going to end up walled off. This will be my entrance. Why are they standing in the old freaking
Because that's what they do.
garden? And then this is going to be, this thing that's around the tree is actually going to become the shop area for the settlement.
Covered market.
Yes, my covered market. And over there is my actual new farm.
Putting Marcy to work.
Yes. Here I've got several different varieties of noms.
That's
Seems
right.
to be growing well.
Which was once a useless crop and is now useful because mods.
And then over here is the building that I'm working on. My several.
Don't care much for good neighbor. Not much.
So over here we have our kitchen, and that is on the side of the kitchen is Radio Freedom. And upstairs we have the bunk rooms.
Cozy.
Well, they're not finished yet, clearly.
Hey.
And then workout areas on either side.
Curse whoosh.
Yes. But these are for the senior members because they're, kind of on their own, and downstairs has the one with everybody. You're a terrible person. But yeah, as you can see, I've kind of brought it all in. And I plan on essentially the cul-de-sac just being the heart of the whole settlement. Like, that's where everything's gonna be.
The farm's
You're
not
new.
much, but it's something.
So are you.
You eat. It's as simple as that.
Yay! Can you assign them to my cool things?
I suppose.
Because they're all good. We do not need 54 food, guys. You're good.
Guess what, dude? You're now Jamaican alcohol. Yeah.
And then lady. Cool lady.
Yo. Use Vodnist. I saw somebody else that was unassigned. Who was it? This guy.
You.
You look military-ish. Do we need any more defense? We kind of do.
Let's put him on defense.
Do you have any guard posts?
I do over there, yeah.
Oh.
So just assign him to that.
Stand around and look menacing and important. He immediately draws a gun. Can do. Yeah, he came with a rifle. Alright, not
Not bad,
terrible.
okay. It's not bad. What the? No!
you just got a herd of cattle.
Fine, let's put a Brahmin thing down. Dang it.
What the? Hang on.
Who are you?
Who are you and why do you have a stupid hat? Hey, don't you avoid me. Don't you avoid me.
Okay, she's our forester.
Okay.
Bring me wood.
Or die. I don't know.
Because I forgot I had
Lame.
the beacon turned on for this.
Like,
But nobody was showing up. So.
I've got several settlers that I don't really like, and some of them are just like repeats of the same face because they're from prior to me installing the Better Settlers mod.
Why don't you go around back of this? I want you to show everybody what is powering this settlement.
So
Turn
even
around.
though,
Look up
you put in.
on both sides.
You put in solar panels.
Yeah, that is what is powering this settlement.
So even though I haven't actually visited the place on stream, I was just like, looking at enough mods and stuff, you learn certain things about the game, even if you try to avoid them. I know Spectacle Island is a thing, and I know it's considered one of the like greatest semi-flat canvases for settlement construction. So I'm already planning, once I go there, probably on the Let's Go Sun and stream where I do all the underwater stuff, I'm gonna find that settlement and turn it into like a gladiatorial arena so that I can send the settlers I don't like there so that they can fight for my amusement. And I can thin the herd the settlers I actually like.
Okay, so over in the blank area by where Mama Murphy is.
Yeah, I'm still annoyed that you cannot move her once you put her chair down.
I want this area over here to be the
She's just assigned to, hey! Freaking store greeter.
I want this area to be livestock, so if we could put a bronc, because apparently I have 2 already. Freaking ridiculous. Flash failed to load.
Yeah, your interwebs are just not cooperating.
I'm just gonna reach. Yeah. No, it's just Twitch is not.
I'm just gonna drop one of these
Yeah.
here. It's a little floaty. There we go. And I got a mod a while back that I like because it actually puts food in the troughs so that they aren't just hallucinating and just nomming at nothing.
Because they're so hungry. Whoa!
Did you fall down there? Oh, it just kind of gives me the stink eye, like, you didn't see that.
Shut up.
Anyway.
I have not finished building my house because I haven't decided if I'm taking it down yet or not. Because that was my very first construction project, so part of me doesn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
But another part of me goes, it's so lame. It's just so bad. Because that was such early on, and I had no idea what I was doing. But, oh, are we showing them our new baby?
Well, I'm also going through and making sure everything's loaded. Oh yeah, I got the makeshift anti-material rifle.
Beautiful.
Freaking love this thing.
Can we go shoot things?
Yeah.
Let's go shoot things. Oh, hi. That's Carlos Brahman, isn't it?
Probably. Oh. Hello there.
This is such overkill.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
That really wasn't necessary.
It was fun, though.
I know. I love you.
Oh, hey. Another one. It's
I
only
love
one
this
shot.
thing.
That shot counts, though.
Yeah. I love this thing. And I found a thing. I found the picket fence thing that let me build that right over there.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize you could actually, like, construct these statues.
I do not, however, know where I want to put it. Clearly, it needs to go somewhere at the castle.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly.
Because it's, like, such a Minuteman thing.
Like, he's literally called Minuteman.
Yeah.
But I don't know where to put it yet, so it's just gonna have to wait till I figure that out. Not to mention the fact that it's a buttload of copper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a full copper statue.
Because I think they're kind of going for, like, the bronze kind of thing.
Yeah, but
It's
they
just-
don't have bronze in game,
Yeah,
so
like-
the closest thing is copper.
Well, like, don't you make that with
Copper and...
copper and iron?
Yeah,
I think.
that's bronze. I think copper and iron.
So,
I would ask chat to confirm if my internet...
yeah, we're not ignoring you guys. We just can't see you.
Oh, did they respawn?
No, they respawn, like, almost every day.
I want to steal the Celebrate History sign.
Hey, that's cute. You are not at a range advantage, sir.
Adorable. I have to admit, there's a lot in that museum I wish I could steal. They're like, no!
Oh, God!
Blow up the truck.
It's all Oh, look at it.
Oh, dang. I wanted to just go.
Eh. I'll just ignite his lungs instead.
Oh, I guess that will suffice. But it's not the same. There's a dead body right there.
Yeah, I know. It's like, this one's weird because it never despawns from the first time that, like, when you have the Deathclaw fight and stuff.
Really?
There's always a corpse there.
That is
It's like the guy out in front of Sanctuary.
Internet, please. I'm begging you. Hi,
But
Dougie.
if I'd known this was a chatless stream, I'd have chosen something else.
You're sad. They won't let me.
Take the leather.
It was like, oh yeah, sure, you can do this early on. Like when we start.
Dodge, move.
Okay. That's what I'm trying to. Troubleshooting couldn't identify the problem.
Of course not, because why would it? That would be helpful. Doc, get out of the way. This is why I don't use you online. God.
I do it because I am not good at things and stuff. Okay, you know what? We're gonna close that, and now we're going to reopen that. And we're gonna try one more time.
Who the fuck are you?
What?
Oh.
That's Trilby.
Okay.
Don't be mean to Trilby. He was one of my very first settlers.
I didn't know who he was for a second.
Trilby.
Present
Yes,
papers.
That's how I call him.
See if this other group of raiders that usually spawn around here is still here. Because I love using this gun. It's so much fun. Because it's definitely a skill cannon.
It is. Which means I'm not good at it unless I have VATS points.
That's why I'm trying to spec her character for VATS. So that she can have an easier time playing. Because, like, as she levels...
Guess who's finally back?
Guess who's back?
Wait, maybe. Why the fuck would you do that?
Right.
Freaking ad covered up the chat.
Ah,
Second
corporatisms. Have they seriously done that so that ads cover chat for a while? Is that a thing now? Wow. Come on, Twitch.
Dang it, Best Buy. No one cares.
They really don't.
Oh, and it still says, sir, you're being hunted.
Does it?
Yeah.
I changed it to Fallout 4. Oh, okay.
Oh, mine does, and I just loaded it. So I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea. Hurry up and go away, ad. I need to get to chat. I finally could get to chat, and an ad covers it up.
Whoa!
What? Whoa, what is that?
Pretty sure that's a ghost rifle.
Let's give it to me!
Eh.
Mine! Why the poopity is there still?
Eh!
Why is there still? What?
Love the incendiary mods. Alright. 91. Where'd the legendary go? Oh, here they are. Poisoner's Gauss Rifle. Good times.
Why is there still a ad? Go away.
Alrighty.
There
Let
we
me
go.
see.
Pine of
Okay, so
freaking
that is
Lee.
that one.
Oh my gosh, that was way more trouble than it should have been.
Because like I was saying earlier, I found a mod that, man, I wish worked, because it just doesn't, unfortunately.
Okay, I am back.
That adds in essentially a G3 with wooden furniture, such that it's like the old R91 from like Fallout 3.
I'm back.
And it also, in the same mod, oh, that's a Deathclaw just wandering around here. Why is it this far north?
Did you loot the legendary?
Yep.
Was it a Gauss rifle?
Yep.
Guess how many?
Oh, got
We've got
shot.
Lynx, we've got Celtic Knight, we've got Shield, we've got Sylv R89.
Hello.
We've got Marcus, of course, saved. Miss T and Ghost.
Man, alright.
We have everybody.
So you guys are patient.
There's a lot of people. Ghost just showed up.
Cool.
But,
So anyway, the same mod that adds in like the old R91 was supposed to rename the assault rifle in game to machine gun, which is what it actually friggin' is.
But
It did that. The other concern is that it changes the chambering of the vanilla game assault rifle from 5.56 to 308, so that it's more like an old like 30-06 sort of thing. And it did that as well. So I spent the time like going through to each of my settlements and changing out the ammo that each of my like guards had for their rifles, because I handed out a lot of those.
But it didn't work right.
No, because unfortunately the G3R91, whatever you want to call it, it just wasn't showing up. Like, it was not in the game.
Yeah. But we got a different
And then,
version.
yeah, I tried another version of the same one, except with that one, anytime I went to modify the rifle, it would crash if I hovered my mouse over, like, the magazine mods. And anytime there's an insta-crash, I don't care how much I like the rest of the mod, that's a deal breaker. That's kills my interest instantly. So, God, I want it. It's just none of the versions work.
Let's see. Shield says, grandmother had another treatment and is doing well.
Ah, good times.
Very happy to hear that. Brother asked if you got your couch and moved in yet.
No.
No, we don't have room for it.
We do not have a room in this office for it.
We tried, but it just didn't work out. Sylph says, good evening. How is it going?
It goes.
Pretty
It
good.
goes.
We're very tired because of insomnia, but other than that, it's going pretty good.
Yeah, so.
Ghost says, stream plus Witcher 3 is win-win. I can't. What was that shiny thing on the side of the...
Where?
There.
What?
What is that?
Oh. Just explosives. Ow.
Wow.
Not that it really did much.
I'm just like, ow.
It's kind of like when a firecracker goes off and it's intimidating sounding, and then you're just like, oh, that didn't actually, like, do anything.
Where's my... Oh, pick up the bottles, because I need glassy things.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
Yay! Let me see here.
Here in a minute, I'm actually going to
Sweet.
hit the restroom, because I had a lot of tea at dinner.
I'm just so happy my cat is finally back. Enjoys it.
Oh, God, there's explosives on the monkey.
Activate it.
Oh.
That didn't do anything. Love, it was a cap stash.
Oh, it wasn't. It had an antenna coming off of it. The cap stash is there.
Oh. Well, where did it go?
I don't know. I guess I shot it off. Maybe it did work and the head just came off too.
What?
That-
Note to Tweeze?
Yeah, that goes into the
Tweeze.
undergo. Hi.
Wow, we are just having, You have zero chance to hit.
Because for some reason it wanted me to shoot at something on its friggin' spine. Eh.
Yay! This guy says tick tick boom! Ow.
Eh.
Yay! Lee says never trust the monkeys. No.
Monkeys are evil, man.
Wait, what? Good for buy? What? Oh, there's a thing that will let you read and type and chat without going through the Twitch site. Useless for us, but good for buy, I think. Now, if you find out, feel free to tell me. Okay.
Alright, that's cool. Plenty of junk.
Yay, junk! Marcus is speaking of guns. I found myself researching Victoria-era firearms from all around the world for a steampunk story I cooked up during the last week or so. Got everything covered from 1850 to 1890.
Good
Very
times.
cool. I love steampunk.
Sounds like when I was doing
And
research
I
for,
actually drew a thing. I'm very proud of it, actually.
yeah.
It's probably the best full-bodied thing I've ever drawn, mostly because he helped me. He gave me a little bit of Art 101. All the Deathclaw stuff. Did you just rip a Deathclaw apart and just stuff it in your backpack?
Probably.
I think that might be. Is this Stonehenge?
Well.
This is Carhenge. Look at it.
Pretty much.
Like, it is. This is legit Carhenge. Look at this place.
Yeah, it really is.
This is Carhenge. I feel very uncomfortable here now.
Is there anything like under this? No.
I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever. I mean, seems like he was just kind of making himself a fort.
Marcus says, Vi, you've been drawing? Yes, actually, I have. I had a new OC character idea pop into my head, but instead of like an actual, this is where she's from, this is what she does, this is her name, it was more of a visual thing. So I decided to try and draw it.
Oh. Hi.
Oh. Hi. Legendary! But
Missed me.
I was struggling with it because I'm not exactly the greatest artist in the world. What?
Explosive, powerful radium rifle.
Yes!
Oh,
Oh, that is glorious.
cool.
Can we try it?
Indeed.
But I think I did some significant, improvement from the very first, my very first drawing of the night to my last one. I think there's fairly significant improvement. What do you think, love?
Mm-hmm.
Not very good, but it's better than my other attempts, pretty much. I love watching it go boom. It's I have a headcanon. A lone survivor develops a fear of mistrusting toy monkeys after the first time they encounter it and blow up in their face. Never again. That. Exactly that.
Yeah, there are several things like about my character that I've just sort of accepted due to events in game.
Yeah. Ghost says, I forgot how ugly those radar dishes are on those guns. So
Yeah,
glad I got a mod trim for that.
I did too. I'm just
Do we want to show them Rue?
sure. I don't know.
Should we give them a preview of the evil that is to come? That just, the headcanon thing reminded me, because I was like, yeah, because my idea for her is that she snapped after everything that happened. And I specifically didn't have her go back to Sanctuary. And the first person she met was a raider in the middle of the forest who tried to kill her. So my headcanon for her is she's just like, the world is fucked.
Yeah, I'm probably going to install the thing that takes the radar dish off the front of the radium rifle once I've done at least one stream of Far Harbor, so that people can kind of see like the default and everything. And then I'm gonna install the thing that strips it off and just say that Kit is just annoyed with it because it's stupid, and just he strips it off of every single one of them he finds.
My characters full-heartedly agree that the stupid thing is stupid. Silk says, art is art. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's about expressing yourself.
Yep.
Sharon says, latest mod spotlight was great, by the way.
Thank
Did
you.
you get rid of the stuff after filming the spotlights?
How do you mean? Like
Like, do you
uninstall the
remove
mod,
the
or
mods? Yeah.
it depends, honestly.
Sometimes we keep it because we're spotlighting a mod we ourselves personally use. Sometimes we just think it's cool, so we install it for the thing, for the spotlight, even though we aren't necessarily planning on keeping it for our own.
Like, there's a lot of mods that I can see, the quality in and the effort that went into it, and I do think it's cool, just not necessarily for like my game.
Yeah.
And I do spotlight a lot of those.
Yeah, especially the ones where we're just like, we aren't going to necessarily use it personally, so we don't want to fill our ESP, our load order.
Yeah.
With ESPs, we're not necessarily planning on using because we already mod so much to begin with.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room in my load order for stuff that I'm not going to actively use. So, like, for New Vegas, there was probably about half the weapons I covered I don't use, or I sort of keep, like, in reserve For like if I make a character that it just happens to fit, then I'll activate it and make
Yeah.
room for it.
But that's just a habit we got into in, I think New Vegas was when
Yeah,
we
it
really
was
started
Vegas.
that.
Well, I mean that's where I really sort of cut my teeth on doing mod spotlights, was for Vegas.
Yep. So it definitely there's a lot of cool mods out there, some of which don't really fit what we want, but we think, you know, deserve to be.
Yeah, like they're still certainly worth showing off.
Yeah. So, and since nobody really does mod spotlights the way Ken does, you know, it simply makes sense.
Yeah, like that's something that I kind of take some amount of pride in, is that there really isn't anyone that I've found, at least on YouTube, that does mod spotlights the way that I do, which is to say doing individual showcases, not just like 15 mods in 5 minutes where you can't possibly show any appreciable amount of detail, you know, or
Unless
the
they're
intricacies of it.
literally
If
just
they're like
a bunch of
texture
weapon pack.
replacers or something.
Yeah, textures and weapon packs, like that's it.
Weapon packs would make it even harder.
No, I mean like you made a weapon pack
well,
essentially. Like the mod spotlight is just a series of weapons.
Even then, though, like talking about the details of them,
You couldn't.
you don't have time.
No, you couldn't.
Like there are people that do a lot of mod spotlights. Like I know Al Chestbreach does them. There's, I always forget the name of that one guy that does a lot, that don't really have much in the way of commentary. They're just really, really cinematic, high res like camera shots showing off like new arms and equipment, and that's cool. It just doesn't
tell you.
it doesn't
where
come
it
with an
is.
explanation or anything.
It doesn't tell you, you know, how does it
And-
fit in to power levels.
Yeah,
like,
and that's not to knock those people. It's just they're doing a different style than what I'd like to make, and I haven't found anybody that does them the way I do. So I kind of take some pride in that.
Uh-oh.
Crap.
Places. Character stuff. Scared says no one does spotlights like you. Bit like me in KSP speed builds.
Yeah. No friggin' kidding, man.
Ooh.
Ow!
Oh.
There we go. Eh.
That arm.
Have some explosives!
You didn't need that arm, did you?
How'd that work out for you?
Not well, I imagine.
Regretting your decision yet?
I would if I were you.
Have you made choices in life that you're happy with up to this point? Did you die confused and feeling regret? I'm sorry, what? Okay. What? I'm gonna cheat and just hurry up so I can go and put stuff in the freaking.
I'm still so happy about that.
Yeah, that sign turned out super well.
So happy. And the castle cafe sign is all thanks to Kin there also.
Go check that out.
He wants to. You told him to inspect the artillery.
Just come here. There we go. And yes, I now have a dog gas mask.
Yes, we do. Just in case. Oh, sure.
What?
Marcus says, by out of curiosity, would it be possible to see what you've done? Yes. Love image sharing site. Give me
Imgur? I don't know. That's more Noah's thing. I don't really know that kind of thing.
What should I use?
I don't know.
Somebody tell me.
I don't do a whole lot of image sharing.
I know, they want to see what I drew.
You could drop it in Discord.
I don't have Discord. It's a still a new computer. I haven't installed. I just installed CCleaner, like yesterday. Legitimately. Imgur. Sure, Imgur. Why not?
here in a second. I have got to hit the restroom.
That's true. I do have DA.
Yeah.
If I can. If I can remember my login. Which.
When was the last time you used DA?
Couple of years.
Yeah, that's about what I thought.
Yeah. Let's see. We're just gonna try my old staples. How about that?
Just those I can take apart. I'm like rushing to take these apart so I can go use the restroom.
No, I am not Sable Dreamer because I am not overly fond of detergent.
What?
I don't know.
The hell does that mean?
I don't know. That's what it's.
I'm confused. Anyway, I am going to leave it here for a second. So apologies for the still screen. I'd leave a radio on for you guys, except
It has to
copyright.
go.
Okay.
The internet is being stupid for them too. I am sorry. I know your pain.
Mama Murphy now. I know your pain.
That was actually a really good Mama Murphy impression. That was good. Okay, hang on. I'm working on it. Well. I'm sure this is gonna go great. Firebox. Ah.
Scusami.
Spin you around the. I'm.
Okay. I can see straight again.
We're gonna try it again. We're gonna try it again.
I had a lot of tea at dinner. Okay. Alright, so since I just saved, then I suppose we can hop on over to You're Crazy. So, oh god, I forgot. Radio's on all the time. Which one is she? Oh yeah, she's on Synthstream. Okay. Whew. So Rue here is the one that snapped after leaving the vault. And it took some time for her to even meet someone that wasn't trying to kill her.
I found it.
Found?
I
Huh?
am Sable Dreamer.
Oh, Sable Dash.
Because it was taken.
Isn't that always the way? Right, so what is she using? That's right, she's got all the handmade stuff. I freaking love the little wait, no, hang on. Have I not assigned which one?
No internet. You are not allowed. Okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Everything's fine. Oh my gosh. Oh, it looks so weird.
What? Oh yeah, DA have really changed their UI. It is not the same as it was.
Clearly. Okay. How do
So
I...
is there a reason I'm on this one and not on mine?
I wanted to show them
Well,
what Rue looks like. and
she's
everything.
right here.
Cool.
She's got her little teddy pack.
He's her jetty pack. I haven't decided on a name for him yet, but he will have a name. So since I'm forever finding Scarlet Lightning is taken,
Really?
that doesn't surprise me actually.
Yeah, that was an issue I had when I was still using my old Mr. Black screen name. Because, let me tell you, that name is taken everywhere.
Yep.
That's actually part of why in a lot of games I started, prior to making like the official change for the channel of using the name Kinsmark, I had already started using that name because it was just sort of a, like, it didn't really mean much at the time. It was a name that I'd come up with and I started using in a lot of FPS games. Because at one point I had thought about using that name for a tabletop gunslinger character, and I just never ended up actually doing that, and then that like feel just kind of stuck around for it. So then for several FPS games where I had to like register and make an account or something, I would register as Kinsmark if my old screen name was already taken, and a lot of the time it was. So that's why it just kind of felt natural as a name that it didn't really have any like excess weight to it or anything. Oh, hi, synths. How are you? What are you doing here? This is early game for you. Eh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay. So stash. Marcus says DA has been the same for the last few years I've had my account. I haven't logged in since.
Probably since we were in college.
Well, my name is still Stephanie Summer, so.
Well, yeah.
When was it?
Eh.
Yeah, 2011.
Ow. Ow. Punk. Alright.
Okay, so how do I...
Anyway. Oh, you guys are all dead. Y'all had a hell of a time. And even
I
though...
don't know if these work, but those are the links to the pictures of the things I've been drawing. They're really bad lighting because it was kind of dark and I took them with my phone. So,
Yeah, even though I still, like, I know they patched out the old, like, dropped weapon save corruption issue. Oh, that's about to explode. I'm still now in the habit of picking up every single weapon I find.
the good news is they do scrap.
Yeah, they scrap or they sell, so, like, it's still a good habit. It's just one that, like, if I'm nearing my carry capacity, I don't necessarily have to do just to preserve my save file.
I'm so happy. Sky says cool art, and Shield says like them. Thank you. They're all variations on the same character who
That should take care of it.
doesn't have a
I'm
name.
glad I could help. Oh, you have no idea what a relief this is. I can't thank you enough. Safe travels.
What's going on?
Who are you?
Doc Anderson.
Doc
Excuse
Anderson
me.
is the only
We can
doctor
patch you
I
up
trust.
if you need it.
The rest of them are all
For a
foreigners,
small
as far as I
fee,
can
of
see.
course.
Any news out there, Doctor?
Got nothing. Sorry. I'm just trying to practice medicine.
That's cool.
Can I keep you?
Actually, I need some supplies for the road.
I suppose I could spare some stim packs.
Sylv says nice, anime-ish. Marcus says looks nice, Vi. Thank you. I haven't drawn anything in years since. Well, let me see here. Yeah, since a long time. Like it's sad how long it's been. Link says, digging the artwork, Vi. Keep up the good work. Oh! I don't know
You
how
guys
to,
are awesome.
I don't know how to take all this. Thank you. Ah!
But you're not.
It's my nemesis. I told you. They are out for me.
You're out for everyone, man.
I know. This guy says practice medicine. You mean you haven't mastered it yet?
I mean, has anyone ever really?
Probably not. How does a BAR fit in that case?
Very carefully.
Can it actually?
No.
I didn't think so.
Unless you were to just Obrez the hell out of it. In which case, I'm not sure you could 1, control the recoil, or 2, see after that fireball goes off.
My goodness, this is
Oh, hi.
so...
You don't need that arm, do you? Uh-oh. Whoops.
So, what's the address for Discord? I'm sorry if it's on the page, but I can't find it.
Actually, it's not on the page. I should do that.
You should do that.
Thank you for mentioning that. Man, Noah's not here. Crap.
Oh dear.
I usually, one of our mods, Nomad Noah, he's the one that really, like, administrates the Discord thing. So, I don't know. Does anyone here that's also in Discord know how to get that link so we can drop it for him? Because I'd happily hand it out. I just don't know it.
Yeah. Marcus says the last proper drawing I made was in 2013. I did a few sketches here and there in between 2011 and now. But pretty much this is it. Wait, what you've just seen.
Meanwhile, I'm a former art student with
I know.
crates full of sketches.
I know, it's adorable.
Yeah,
Whoa.
look at that.
Oh, I forgot about that. I was like, what is that thing?
It's the perfect dark guns.
Yeah.
That, spoilers! I'm gonna end up doing. My first, like, multi-spotlight, is,
Really?
gonna cover 2, Perfect Dark theme mods for this game at once. One that adds the Dark Agent suit, and then the one that adds in the Falcon 3 pistols. Because I figured those are small enough, I can talk about each of those in one still short video, just because they're really simple mods. And they're still the same theme, so...
Because I haven't done a vector in I don't know how long. Ghost is sending it to Silver in PM.
Cool, thank you,
Thank
Ghost.
you, Ghost.
And
Another mod saves the day.
And Ghost, can you tell me how to get that link? Because I've actually had a couple of other people ask me on other occasions how to get to our Discord, and I don't know what to tell them.
Yeah.
So, how do you get that?
And
Because I don't
we
know.
should yeah,
Like,
because
I freaking run this channel, I should know that!
Well, not to mention the fact that how am I supposed to get on Discord?
Yeah, that too.
Let me see. Marcus says, I watched some of the old New Vegas mod spotlights and it feels weird to feel Mr. Black.
Same here.
It's been a long time. It's pretty...
Yeah, like, the few times that I've gone and watched some of our older stuff, and I'm still using that, I'm like, God, that feels like a lifetime ago, and yet it was less than a year, I think. Maybe right at about a year. And it's just like, I don't know, for some reason that it just carried a lot of weight for me. Like, I know I've talked about this in the past. I just didn't realize how much it was really affecting, like, the mentality of how I even approached my, like, on-screen character and persona, to have it rooted in that, so... And for new people who have no idea what I'm talking about, just look at the vlogs on our channel proper. You'll get it.
Yep.
Suffice it to say, I used to use a screen name that I don't anymore for personal reasons.
Yep. Teltonus is on the 6th day of zone. Must...
He stuck a gift to me. You know the one thing that I wish was in this game that probably will never happen just because it would take too much? Voice packs! Alternate voices for the main characters. God, I would love that. Except you'd have to record thousands upon thousands of lines, and the files would end up huge. So I know it'll never happen. I'm just... Nate's voice is so damn generic. I'm sorry, it is. Like, I know a lot of people were kind of miffed about the fact that, since Fallout has always had, pretty good, like, character flexibility in terms of, like, the kind of person you can play, like, they couldn't have, like, an ethnically Afro-American sounding voice or, like, a Hispanic sounding voice. It's just, like, you're stuck with generic white dude voice, which was one of the main complaints of having a voiced protagonist for the character in the first place, which
Celtic.
I can see.
Calvin says it would be nice to hear Kit in a stalker voice.
Well, that, I am happy to say,
Got it.
is coming again soon. Because I freaking miss doing Stalker. So even though I said for a while that I was going to shelve that until I had finished Rage, Rage I'm probably going to end up starting over anyway, just because that was a series that I started in the midst of my, like, existential name crisis. So it is sort of weighed down with that for me, so I'm probably just going to clean it and start over again with it at some point. I've put Clear Sky off for too long as it is. So sometime in the next probably week or two, I'm going to start Clear Sky. Because I know I get requests for it almost daily. Some days I get more than one. Some are more polite than others. So I know it's something that a lot of people want to see. And the Stalker Let's Play series now is far and away the highest, like, traffic actual Let's Play series on the channel. My only other highest like traffic series are mod spotlights, and they're more individual. It's not an ongoing series like that. So clearly, like, I've kind of hit a chord with some people when it comes to the Stalker series. So I'm trying not to let that, like, put pressure on me, because I don't want to, like, pull a Lucas and try and, like, chase the first thing and try to, like, recreate it every time, instead of just creating something fun and new, which is something that's, if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, like, something that I think, like, George Lucas did when he was doing like the prequel Star Wars movies. Like, he was trying to reawaken the same magic that he did with the first ones, instead of just creating something cool without worrying about that.
Yes.
Tales of a Junktown Jerky Bender.
Sky says, more Stalker?
Oh yes.
Yay!
Eat these.
Misty
coming.
says, yes! Lee says, yay, we can finally return to the zone once again!
Oh yeah.
Celsa Stalker LP was so awesome!
I appreciate it,
Yeah,
guys.
they're all, like, they're all excited about it. Ghost says, Kid, you can send links to allow joining. Next time we chat, I'll walk you through it.
Cool.
It's not hard, just hard to chat about without you seeing and experimenting. So how
Okay.
to do while streaming.
Okay, alright. And we will cover that next time we got some downtime.
Captain Knight says, I try my best to help get you more subscribers by sharing your videos. Not much, but
Loctite.
it could help get more viewers.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Every little thing helps.
Marcus says, Stalker was the game that introduced me to the channel.
Oh, cool. Yeah, for a lot of people, it's either Stalker or Mod Spotlights were their introduction to the channel. And the plan for Stalker from here is I'm going to end up doing Clear Sky soon. And then after I do that, I'm probably going to do another FPS game series, sort of like as an interim, just because I don't want to do one Stalker game one after another, just because I might get tired of it at that point, and I want to always enjoy Stalker whenever I do it. And then after I do Call of Pripyat, following whatever FPS game comes after Clear Sky, I'm going to do something else, and then start up a fourth Stalker series, playing Call of Chernobyl, which, for those of you who don't know, is a really cool, ambitious mod for, I think technically it's for Call of Pripyat, except it requires one to have an install of all 3 games. And that's because it essentially, sort of like a la Fallout's Tale of Two Wastelands mod for Fallout 3 in New Vegas, it stitches the game worlds of Shadow of Chernobyl, Clear Sky, and Call of Pripyat all into one. And it's just sort of a, like, sandbox. As far as I know, there either aren't any, or aren't many at least, like quests or anything. There isn't anything other than, I think it's just like the little errands that you can go on for some of the factions. There's no major story or anything. It's just sort of a chance to play around in the zone and sort of like make your own story, sort of make your own fun sort of thing. And I really want to do that. So...
Sylph says, I think you could be successful doing more Let's Plays. I really like the commentary.
I appreciate it, man.
No way I can pick this.
We gotta get her more lockpicking. Yeah, like I've done plenty of Let's Play series on the channel. It's just few of them have ever really taken off the way that Stalker did. Because like I've got several completed series that like as soon as I finish them, I never hear about them again. No one ever talks about them, and that's not a complaint. That's just an observation. Like I know not every series is really going to resonate. And there's some of them that, especially for games that I don't really enjoy, like say Deadlight or something, that I got like disappointed with midway through, that like I'm only really finishing the series because I'm like going through the motions because I've started it, I've got the obligation to finish it, and those generally don't do as well just because I think, you know, the audience can kind of see that I'm not really into it anymore, and I try to make up for that in making more like comedic critical commentary of it. Like that's what I did with Homefront. Homefront, for those who don't know, is the first full Let's Play series I ever finished. And whew, was it a first. That's a game that I couldn't stand once I reached the end of it. I just, like, I kept amping up my criticisms of it as a means of still keeping it interesting. What the hell? Oh, I see ghouls down there. Hello, how are you? And like I said, it's just like there's probably, you know, a couple dozen finished series on the channel that no one ever talks about, and yet Stalker keeps coming up.
Yeah. Misty says, I like Let's Plays in general, and Ken's commentary is just gold. Marcus says, there's one thing I remember best from the Stalker series, it's the Master Slay. I agree with you, Misty, your commentary is really good. Must be the voice. I tried watching your Homefront stuff, just couldn't sustain it.
I do not fault you there.
Starts as getting tired of Axis, why I don't hold myself to a schedule for KSP stuff. I only build when I feel up to it, and record it only when I use it. It's interesting with how they all go together.
Yeah.
Link says, I just found an AN94 mod on the Nexus.
Ooh, good times. Yeah, I saw that. That came up like a week or two ago. I really try not to force series. Like, pardon me, man. For some reason, my throat's getting like raw. The only time that I'll like play a game, even if I'm not really into it, is if I'm already like deep into a series and I have the obligation to finish it. And that's just a means of capping it off, so that I don't feel like I just left it unfinished, because I don't like doing that. On the other hand, if I am still enjoying a series, then I always like, especially for games that I enjoy, to do them the justice they deserve. So there's a lot of games that sometimes I do take this a little far, and I know it. It's hard to kind of fight in myself. I'll put them off until I'm feeling properly like excited and energetic enough to feel like I can do them proper justice at the time. Because if I'm feeling like really like tired and just not into it, I'm not feeling it, I'm like, this series deserves more than that. So there's some series that'll have like, you know, long interims in them where I'm not in the mood for it, and then I'll only pick it up again once I really feel like it. And like I said, again, I probably do that a little too much. It's just something that I'm still kind of working out, sort of the like the sweet spot for, you know, when I'm close to feeling up to it, and maybe like if I get into it and I start to like hearing the music or something, it'll amp me, and I'll deliver a little more than I think I might. Because like for Stalker, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, I was just trying out a little mod thing to see if it was something that I would enjoy. And as soon as I started the game, and I just heard that main menu music of Shadow of Chernobyl, suddenly just that wave of nostalgia, just like, I forgot how it felt! So, like, technically speaking, I actually do still have 2 Shadow of Chernobyl videos to cap off for that series, the alternate endings. And I am still going to do those, even though the last time I did an entry in that series was like a year ago. Well, hi there. Suit of T45, having that. And those I'm probably going to end up doing much the way that I did the last like canon episode in the series, which is to say like semi-scripted. Just because there are a few more things that I want to say about that series in episodes of that series that I haven't yet, and that I didn't like think to say in the actual like finale episode. And since those are still going to get attached to at least that playlist, since they're sort of like extra special like alternate ending things, then I can at least get some final thoughts out that way.
And she says, so Ken, I'm going to start my begging rounds now. I would love to experience your playthrough of Final Fantasy VII when it gets remade. Oh, I'm... that...
I don't think you have to ask very much for that.
Does she have to ask it all?
Only if it's a matter of whether I can afford it when it comes out.
I hope we can.
So, yeah, like... I've also got, and this is a very rough plan, so don't get too excited, because I haven't, like, ironed out exactly how or when some of these things are going to happen. It's just, I like to kind of, like, share ideas with you guys and hear some feedback on live streams, because you guys that show up for these are absolutely the most dedicated in the entire community. Because y'all are here constantly, and you guys... I can usually trust you to give me honest feedback, like, I don't know if I'd sound into that, or other people get really excited about ideas that do sound cool, so, like, that's why I like to kind of tell you guys ideas that I've got, one of which is I want to go and play, like, really long either series or, I guess, franchises, and, like, start at their very origins, and then play through the entire series over the course of many months. For instance... Oh, pardon me. Going and playing like some of the really old Star Wars games, and then like working my way through like the old Kyle Katarn games, Shadows of the Empire, that kind of thing. And then, like, you know, eventually making my way up to, like, Knights of the Republic, etc. Or also doing one that we're going to do probably after we finish the current Landstalker series. We're probably going to do in a more relaxed, like with each of us on camera, series of the old Sonic the Hedgehog games, because I grew up on those. Those were my childhood. So
and I've only ever made it to like level 2.
So those I really want to sort of like make an homage to, and I want to kind of iron out our style for when we're doing those little more casual, like co-hosted series that are a little more like Game Grumps kind of style. I want to sort of get used to that first, and then dive into the Sonic games. Another one that may excite some of you is that I, at some point, want to do the classic Fallout games, like Fallout 1, Fallout 2, maybe Tactics. I'm not as into that one. I might cover it just to say I got the whole series.
So it says, if you can find the OG Crash Bandicoot games, please.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't dislike Crash Bandicoot. I just... I played them as a kid. They just don't really do much for me now. Like, as a kid, like, if you owned a PS1, you had Crash Bandicoot games. That's just a fact of life.
Yeah.
I don't know, they just didn't really do a whole lot for me. What was the other old thing I was wanting to do?
Link says, please, for the love of all that is holy, don't you dare play Sonic 6. Think of the children, Ken.
No, I'm thinking like the old ones, like Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic CD.
Sonic Tails.
Yeah, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Yeah, like the one where, like, I remember because I had this from my old Genesis, where like there was Sonic and Knuckles, and then the top of the cartridge had like a lid on it that you would like fold up and then plug the Sonic 3 cartridge into the top of to then play well, it was, yeah, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, so that you could play through, like, the campaign of Sonic 3 with Knuckles as a playable character, along with Sonic and Tails. It was goofy as far as, like, the mechanical setup of it all. It was a really fun game, though! Like, Sonic 3 in particular just is my childhood. Like, age 5 to 10, all about it.
Yep.
So, even
Marcus
though...
says, classic Fallouts, yes please.
Oh yeah, that's a
And
coming.
Shield says, yes please, classic Fallout.
So, like, again, to clarify, like, don't get too excited. I don't know when that's gonna happen. I just know it's something that I want to do. So I'm not gonna, like, make promises that I can't keep about, like, scheduling or anything. I'm trying to correct myself on that, because I've had the habit of doing that in the past, and then I get frustrated because I can't follow through no matter how hard I try on certain things, just because I don't have enough time, or the schedule falls, or things come up, and then I'm just like, I lied to people, and I hate doing that, because honesty is a huge thing for me. So I'm trying to just get, like, okay, this is a thing I want to do, just I don't know when. So that there's at least a little leeway there. Anyway, after that, with the Fallout thing, playing the classics, I don't know if I would then go into doing, like, full Let's Play series of Fallout 3 in New Vegas, or if I might then do, like, the original Wasteland. I don't know if I can finish that, because whew, it's rough looking. Like, I know it's an ancient game. It is old. So it can't look all that great. It is on Steam, and I have it. I've never played it to completion. It's just so rough looking. I don't know if I could handle it. Playing Wasteland 2, however, I really want to do at some point as a stream series. So maybe, like, once we finish the next Shadowrun, that I might do, like, early, as far as the Fallout series is concerned. Now, the reason that I connect Wasteland to Fallout, for those who don't know, the guy that made the first Wasteland game is the same one that then came up with the impetus of the Fallout series later. So they sort of have a shared heritage as a series.
Bobman says, oh man, sir, you're being hunted looks great with these current year graphics. I told you it was weirdly like that. Shield says, it is on the to-do list and will happen when it happens.
Yeah.
Misty says, that. And Marcus says, honestly, it's one of the things I like about this channel.
What, that I make vague promises and then don't tell you when I'll follow through? I know that's a very self-deprecating way of looking at it, but... Let's see... Or do you mean that, you know, I look for input from you guys so I know what you want to see? And I kind of let you know of, like, what to expect. That way I can kind of gauge, like, are you guys even interested? Because that's the sort of thing that I'd really want to know that there's a lot of audience interest in prior to committing to doing, like, a multi-game themed series over the course of months like that. Because that could just feel grueling if I can tell you guys aren't into it. That's part of why I really, really liked streaming the XCOM games, is because you guys really seem to enjoy them. I absolutely loved playing them. It was just like, it fits so well.
Okay, I know this is a non sequitur, but I can't remember what the cool, like, Irish sounding band is that we found that CD for.
Oh, Blackmore's Night.
How do you spell that?
I want to say it's just Black, M-O-O-R, there may be an E at the end, apostrophe S, Night. I don't know if there's an E on the end of the first word, though. Oh, and how do you like my little shoulder lamp? Geek.
He's adorable.
I love it.
He's adorable.
It's almost an exact recreation of the shoulder lamp from the Marines in the first Alien movie.
Links says Wasteland 2 would be like an XCOM-esque stream with audience members as characters?
Yep, exactly.
So it says, ooh, OG XCOM!
Yeah, man. Because that's another one that we're going to do as a stream series. And I've talked about this. You guys that missed the finale of XCOM 2 may not have heard. We're going to start alternating for stream series, doing Shadowrun and classic XCOM. Because like I've got Shadowrun Dragonfall. That's what we're going to start on next once we do our new series. I don't know if we're going to start that this coming Friday or maybe next week, just because we got so much going on with family suddenly all of a sudden. Not repetitive at all there, Ken. Anyway, that's something I'm really going to have to just call it as we see it, because suddenly things got complicated here. And that's a series that I want to kind of prep for and get certain like knowledge of. And
let me see. Bob says in a war game right now, $10 on stream. By the way, what does that mean?
good times.
What does that mean?
Like Wargame, that's the name of the game.
No, $10 on stream. By the way.
I think he means on Steam. Anyway.
I'm confused. Link says Kit kind of looks like Axton from Borderlands 2. Sylph says Blackmore. It's a really awesome band.
Yeah, if you enjoy Celtic music, check them out.
Love them
Blackmore's Night.
so much.
They're so good.
So much. I figured I might as well update my bio now that I'm apparently doing stuff again.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say another thing. I'm like super ADD because I'm tired, and I know I'm just kind of like wandering around doing stuff.
Random stuff. That's
So,
okay.
apologies if this isn't terribly interesting to look at. It's just more or less a
Yes.
medium through which to chat with you guys for a little while. These guys, they are still here. Have a little DKS 501. Alright, was anyone else as amused as I was about that? Because it kind of looked like he just kind of like took around through the forehead and just kind of had that realization like, oh, I am dead.
Victorious Knox says, heyo.
Hello, hello.
So speaking of, where are we in Kin's timeline? This is after we left the Institute for the first time.
Oh, for this series. Yeah, like, this isn't a like an official entry in this series or anything. I'm just kind of screwing around. Gathering up resources for crafting, like I do a lot. Like I've got over 500 hours clocked in this game. 2/3 of that is just spent on construction and raiding raiders and gunners to get components. And yeah, I just in like the official timeline left the Institute after visiting it for the first time, and now have the missions to go and meet the courser that Father sent me to go and chase down, and then I've also still got the railroad mission to go and meet Deacon for their first like field op thing. So I'm probably going to end up doing each of those in the next like official entry in the Fallout 4 series. Because I've actually spent some time lately, because I do like to have a certain like character arc and continuity for what I do with the characters I play a lot in these kind of games. I've started planning out the things I'm going to do with this character lately. And, ooh, hi.
By the way, Ghost is heading out.
Alrighty. Maybe somebody wasn't kidding when they told me that it was the stomach and the tail for Deathclaws. Because she went down hard like that. Anyway. So, what I'm going to do with Kit for the rest of the series is, I know at some point, just because of what I've like heard from people in general, I don't know details, and please no spoilers. I just know that at some point, once you like align with a faction far enough down their line, you end up like permanently throwing your lot in with one of the major factions, and that at that point, it sort of forces you into certain alliances and having certain enemies. And like I am with this character, all about the Minutemen, which means at some point I'm gonna have to end up fighting the Brotherhood and the Institute. I know that. However, I am still interested in doing some Brotherhood missions. Thankfully, the Minutemen are still amiable to the Railroad, which is cool, because I like them too. At least their ideas, if not necessarily their personnel. Their personnel annoy me, but I like what they're about.
Except for Deacon.
Yeah, Deacon's cool. I like him.
Deacon's awesome.
So all that is to say that I'm probably going to, after I do the next couple of missions, for the one for the Institute and the one for the Railroad, I'm probably going to go and visit the Pridwin and, one, take Nick there, just because I'm really curious to see what their commentary is about taking a synth to the Pridwin. And then I'm probably going to send Nick home and then partner up with Dance and do some Brotherhood missions up until the point that I pretty much get the ultimatum from them of, like, you know, go attack one of the other factions. That's your job. At that point, I'm just going to tell them, screw you, no, I'm out.
Sky says, warning, the Courser mission is such a point.
Oh, it is? Like, a point where you really throw your lot in with them? Okay, without telling me the circumstances, just let me know this then. Can I pretty much tell him to screw off mid-mission, or does even engaging with that mission lock me into the Institute? Because if they give me the ultimatum mid-mission, and I can just say, like, nope, fuck you, I'm not doing that, then that's what I'm going to do.
So says, wait a minute, is this a new game? Yep.
Wait, what do you mean?
We are on a different character.
Oh, yeah. I switched over to mine.
Celtic says, hope the Brotherhood have a huge cap stash, because Ken is going to go to the bank with those documents and viable blood samples.
Yes, I am. Because I still haven't visited the Pridwin.
We only went the one time.
I went the one time to go meet everyone, and now I've got like over 100 friggin' viable samples and tech documents. Man, y'all have some terrible
Engaging
shots.
Assistant 2 all the way, not character-wise even. The game will see it as such.
Ooh. Okay.
So we need to go back and tell him no.
Can I even?
And we can go talk to Father, I think.
I tried that. Like, when we were still there. I tried to, like...
Maybe we should shoot the Courser?
Maybe? I don't know.
I bet the Courser is the Courser companion.
Probably. I don't know. I might at least go and, like, not save. Just kind of see how that quest plays out.
Yeah.
And then if I need to, I'll reload and see what happens then.
It says, I managed to go through the game without having to face off the Brotherhood or the Railroad. Also, Nick's dialogue in the Pridwin is pure gold.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see that.
Marcus is like I said in the last stream, and you need to get kicked out of the Institute.
Okay.
Scarlet says, meeting the Courser. At this point, you're good.
Okay, so just meeting him locks me in. Alright. Because the thing that, like, and this is it's a mild criticism I have of the way that this game kind of forces certain story elements on you. The thing that I really want to do, for people who have not seen the last stream and therefore don't know a certain twist in the game, mute this stream right now and I'll wave when it's safe to turn your audio on, because I'm about to do a major spoiler, so here's your warning. 3, 2, 1. Alright. Father is Sean. We know this. What I want to do, because right now he's just playing games with me. He's like, no, go and do this thing, and then you'll see. You'll get what I'm about. Like, no, I can see what you're about. And what I want to do is, and the game just won't let me, is just say to his face, no, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving this fucking room until you and I talk about this. We're going to talk about this and hash it out, whatever happens. I'm not playing games. I've played games to come and find you for the last few months just to try and figure out what's going on. We are figuring this out right goddamn now. That's what I want to do! And the game won't let me! So I've got to kind of play to his tune just because I, as a player, don't have any other options. And nor does the character, apparently. Like, I want to kind of force the issue with him. Unfortunately, I just can't. So, because, like, that's what I wanted to do as soon as he started trying to tell me, like, well, go and do this, like, any of you guys that were there for that stream, you saw my reaction to it. You know, my reaction was, like, cynical and dismissive, just like, oh, I show up and immediately you think you can start ordering me around. Yeah, sure, kiddo. I don't care if you're physically older than me. You're still my damn kid. And because you've lived in your friggin' protective little shield your entire life, I've still seen a fuckload more than you have.
What the fuck was that?
So I just immediately, right then, wanted to go, no, I'm not playing your friggin' game. Let's hash this out right here, right now.
Marcus says, I don't think you can talk yourself out from the Institute. We should need to go in and shoot the place up. I couldn't talk myself out from there. Murdered a bunch of scientists and bolted to the elevator.
And see, I don't like that.
Scott says, spoilers, if you want to see the Institute missions but not commit, there is a way.
Okay. Then, just because I am trying to play the series out a certain way, then as minimal spoilers as you can possibly give me, tell me. Because I am curious. And this is the kind of exception where, you know, I am intentionally asking for some amount of spoilers. Again, just try to keep them minimal.
Marcus is Kin getting the dad mode on.
I really am! Like, it takes a certain sort of thing to, like, push me to that point. You know, this story really does, though, because, like, not that, well, I mean, he kind of does at this point. Sean does kind of at least, like, owe the main character that much. Like, let's at least freaking talk about this. Like, you've lived here your entire life, sure. If you don't want to leave and come, like, live with me in some weird fantasy, we're gonna live as a happy family after all this shit that's happened. Like, no, clearly not. Like, if he wants to stay in the Institute, fine.
Oh. Two. Enough?
What?
For the Institute missions to not commit.
Oh. So align with the
Railroad.
railroad?
So do stuff with the railroad. So
Can
do
I-
railroad missions?
Can I,
and
like,
that will...
join the railroad and, like, join the Institute as, like, a double agent?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Because that would actually make for a pretty sensible strategy on the railroad's part. Sturdy metal legs, yes. Love those.
Which ones?
The sturdy metal legs. They're part of, like, my uniform for my guards at settlements. Because, yeah, I have, like, a regular uniform that I give people if they are part of my security teams. I want that explosive. How I get it? I want it. I guess I can't. Okay. So, anyway, while I wait for a response there,
Starts as ding, give the man a prize.
Okay, there we go. Alright. So then that I'll probably do, because the other thing, one thing that I have had spoiled for me that it would frustrate me more if I didn't know that it would really help me to sort of order things in the way that I would want. I know at some point with the railroad, and you don't have to tell me any more than this, because I know just enough to make an informed decision that I'm happy with. I know that at some point with the railroad, one of your missions is to, like, defend some place against an invading Brotherhood vertebrate assault. And I wanted to do, like, enough Brotherhood missions to where they tell me to go and, like, attack the railroad, tell them to fuck off at that point. And then at that point, go and, like, start helping the railroad after sort of Kit coming to realize, no, maybe the Brotherhood's not all it's cracked up to be. And then throwing my lot in with the railroad until the vertebrate assault happens, and then that's when he really digs in and says, you know what, even though they remind me of the old military I used to be a part of, they're not them, and they're doing something wrong here. And then from there, pretty much just going full-on Minutemen and Railroad for, like, the rest of the game. Emphasis on Minutemen, however, since those two factions are amiable to each other, I can kind of do each one. So that is sort of the plan. And hopefully at some point I can do enough with Dance to maybe get him to leave prior to taking down the Brotherhood. I hope. I don't know. I hope so, because I like Dance.
I want to know, my love.
I don't want to kill Dance. I like him. So I appreciate you guys, letting me know just enough to sort of structure, the last act of the series the way that I want, without telling me too much. I'm glad that I can at least rely on you guys for that. Because y'all have generally been pretty good about not telling me too much when I ask for specific things. Alright, actually, you know what? I'm short on cash. I think instead of selling these, or rather, instead of scrapping these, I might sell them. Yeah, because those are all actually fairly high-price items. Is there any armor I need to scrap? Probably. Combat armor. No, actually... No, there's that. And that. Okay. So most of this stuff is either keeper or seller.
Shield says, I could tell you how to do it, but you might consider it a spoiler. The damn thing.
Okay. All I need to know is that that's a thing I can do, which it sounds like it is. So you can kind of leave it there.
Actually, because you use the Minutemen to build a relay, you might not be able to go double agent anymore.
Okay. Alright. Well, I'll try.
Miss T says, is it unmute stream time?
Yes. Wait, help defend outpost Simonja. Damn it! I just got here! Ah! Why you guys gotta get under attack as soon as I'm trying to go to the market? I'm just trying to sell things, damn it! So anyway, and for Miss T, please no spoilers about the kind that I was talking about a few minutes ago. So I just, I think next time then I'll try to do what I can with Railroad. Maybe I'll go meet Deacon first instead of the Courser. And because I want to meet each of them in that stream. Okay, hi! How's it going, fellas?
She says, because you went with the Minutemen relay, you might not be able to.
Okay. Thing is, with the Institute missions, that's almost more of a curiosity than an inclination. So, well, that was easy. My defenses have this place on lock. Yeah, I haven't shown you guys what I've done with Zimonja. I've, kind of spruced the place up a little. Hi, fellas. How'd that work out for you? Really? Really? You smash up one of my friggin' water pumps? I don't even really need it. It's just annoying. You punk. Alright. Can I even scrap you guys? No. You didn't destroy any of my crops, did you? Good. Okay. Oh, another one. Hi. Ooh.
You showed up just in the nick of time.
Cool. Hey,
I was glad to help.
what are you
out.
packing, sir?
Can't argue with your timing. Who knows what would have happened to us if you hadn't been here. Anyway, we appreciate the help.
Actually, I probably can't access your inventory since you're going to have that dialogue now. Let's see. You there. You're using an R91. Okay, that's acceptable. What about you? What are you packing?
Can we trade a few things?
Sure thing.
You have scoped Chinese. Is the one I picked up superior? Sort of, except not really. Yeah, you can keep your Chinese rifle. I'll hang on to the other one and give it to one of my other security teams. Hi, Cricket. How's it going?
Knight says that ramen is drunk. And Luke says, oh hell yes, I just got the Wolf Knight Greatsword in Dark Souls 3. Artorias build, here I come.
Yeah, that's another series I really want to do at some point, is the Souls games. There's so much stuff I want to do. There's only so many hours in the day. Alright, so now this time, can I please go to the Diamond City Market and sell off my junk so I can make some friggin' money. Because I keep spending it all on shipments of wood.
Yeah, no, that's
Because I don't like just clear-cutting the areas around my settlements, because I like trees. I'm not sure which, either DLC or update did it. I'm just really happy that at some point they started making it so that general merchants, almost always when their inventory refreshes, have shipments of wood available. Which makes settlement construction so much easier.
Everyone does.
Arturo, I like you.
Sure. Let's take a look. Something for everyone.
Let's see. Can I have some of those? One of those. Oh man, you do not have enough money for this. Well, at least give me some 7.62s. That way, when I go to Nuke World, I'm ammoed up. What else you got? Anything else I want?
Marcus says, by the way, Cricket sells a pretty nifty, unique gun.
Yeah, the spray and pray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm also a little frustrated because my Ronnie Shaw at the castle, she's kind of glitching out because I can't get her to act as a merchant for me anymore. She just kind of wanders around the castle and doesn't sell anything. I'm like, Ronnie! I'm a freaking quartermaster! Act like it!
And they sell just about everything, but none of it is scrap.
Mm-hmm, sure.
I'll take a look. Sure.
Whatever you say.
A bit of everything.
I don't know what it is about gun merchants that makes me want to be their friend, says Marcus. Shadow says, would you rather have ammo and no armor, or armor and no ammo?
Probably armor and no ammo. That way I can survive getting shot at a few times, go and beat someone to death, take their ammo, and then have each! Yeah.
I love you.
That's just how my mind works.
I know it is. You're amazing. You are amazing, and I love you.
Dude.
This is why I married you. Well, I mean, I married you for many reasons.
Man, aluminum. Chessboard. Cooking oil, cooking pot.
Sarah says random response is lol.
Magnet. Hot plate. Mops are good because they are wood. Heh, heh, it rhymed. And shipment of wood.
Mark says if you can't make them see the light, make them feel the heat.
Indeedy. There we go. So, let's see here. Can you take a few more of these off my hands? Yep. That one's worth so much. I want to move some more weight. Of course, I don't really have a whole lot more weight to move. Jesus Christ, that thing's expensive. Okay, well, maybe I will move this then. Yeah, why not? You can short me 20 caps, whatever. I don't mind.
Sorry, so it sounds a bit too much like Conform or Die. Mark says name that president.
I don't
If
remember.
You can't make them see the light, make them feel the heat.
I don't remember exactly. I know I've heard that.
For some reason, that sounds like,
Sounds a little like Reagan.
yeah.
Can't confirm that myself, though. Okay. So yeah, anyway, since, and please don't confirm this for me, I think I know where the main quest is heading, at least on the direction I'm taking it. After everything comes to a head, and what I think is probably going to happen happens, I think after that, Kid's probably going to snap a little. Not too hard. He's still going to stay a mostly good person, just one with anger issues.
Marcus says, congrats, Ken. It is Regan.
Hey, alright, I know some of my quotes. After that, then I think since the DLC that comes after after that is Automatron, that he's probably just kind of go through the motions of just sort of confused and in a daze.
I think Far Harbor, he'll finally come back to himself.
Yeah, Far Harbor is when he's going to really start kind of waking up again, and because I know that there's something to do with like the Church of Adam and whatnot, and y'all have seen throughout this series, for some reason, and I'm happy about this, I've just found myself attracted to and stumbling into the weird-ass quests. The ones that pretty much canonize the fact that rad magic is real. How else does one explain normal humans that aren't ghouls living in one of the most irradiated hellholes in the Commonwealth? And then there's all the legendary qualities that I know are a game mechanic, however, like in lore, the hell do they come from? There's like Kremva's Tooth, all the stuff to do with the Cabots, finding the giant, like, submerged underground face statue thing. There's the creepy cult to do with them pre-war. Like, clearly, there's some weird, like, occult, otherworldly things going on. And I think at this point, Kit's gonna start wondering, like, clearly science doesn't have every single answer, at least so far, so maybe these cultists, like, they're clearly getting results. Maybe they got something going on. I don't know if I'm going to completely ally with the Church of Adam, or maybe sort of like toe the middle line and like take some of their ideas, and then if I like the faction, I'll join them. If not, I might just take some of their philosophies and whatnot and then abscond with them myself. And kind of go a little like occultish with him.
Sarah says, I say they are ghouls, but haven't started to rot yet.
That's what I would think, especially since the ghoulish perk is a thing.
Link says, have you heard about the submersible power armor, Ken?
Yes, I already have it. That's actually how I'm going to start the Let's Go Sunnin stream, when I do a lot of like water-themed quests along the coast that I've had planned for a little while. I'm going to start getting that armor in stream, and then using it to go and do all those aquatic quests. So, a little head start for you. Put some refrigerables in here.
Celtic says, oh no, Ken is going to make Cult of Kit.
The Cult of Kinsmark. Let's see. Yeah, I'm starting to stockpile the actual like uncooked meats of some of these things, just because they're necessary for making some of the like lure cages. And since I want to do that with a lot of like the gladiator fights, then I'm probably going to actually make some, hopefully, semi-entertaining videos out of.
Link says Big Daddy Kit or Mr. Kit?
Oh, we're going Big Daddy. Let's see. Okay. And if you guys haven't heard Atomic Radio, check it out. It's an amazing mod. Okay, is there anything else I need to put up? Yeah, I got a rifle I need to throw in there. Oh, jeez, stutter. I know I've done a lot of construction in this cell. Don't die on me, game. There we go. Now I'm down to my usual weight. Okay. If you guys wonder what I usually do, like, off camera, it's a lot of this. Going and hitting raider camps, getting supplies, modding stuff, trying out new mods. I really love my little shoulder light. Oh, and also, another little addition I made. I'll probably point this out again in the next like proper episode.
Link says, love the Alpha series from Bioshock. Have you got the newest update for the modkin?
The newest one, I don't know. I think the last time I updated it was probably like a week or two ago, something like that. You guys may see, especially if I'm crouched, an extra little gun there on his left thigh, because I updated Armorsmith Extended, and it added in some more like holster options, and one of them is adding a 44 in a holster on either one of your hips. And since I've played it since I first encountered him, that Kit is carrying Kellogg's gun for the eventual execution of whoever it was that tore his family apart, even though at this point that topic is rather confused and muddied. He still like swore to himself, you know, I'm playing it as the character, that's the gun he would use to you know, kill whoever was responsible for it. And so he still carries it around on him, and I like the fact that I can now show that cosmetically. So I put it on his left hip, so that it's not like the one that he would immediately reach for. It's sort of in a special little place. Guys, y'all are unobservant.
Miss T says, ooh, I like it.
Shank!
You're a stealth god.
I'm not even sneaking right now, though. That's the thing.
You're still a stealth god. I'm pretty sure you have like a passive stealthy score.
Y'all want to go?
It's too bad you're not using Kremva's tooth. I love that.
Excuse me.
Did he just stab and then remove?
I love how her dialogue was just like, he grabs her and she's just like, okay, hang on, stop. Shank in heart. I've never seen that animation.
No.
Largely because I don't do melee that often in this game.
Link says that you got the Delta, Rosie, and Rumble helmet as well as the drill first weapon. Have fun.
Yeah, we're gonna play around with that
Oh,
when we
it's
do
going to be good.
the Let's Go Sun In stream.
Alright. How did Brig find me?
Right?
Brig is Brigand 231.
Oh,
Our Brig is
yeah.
following me on freaking DeviantArt.
I don't know.
Somehow.
The man's a digital wizard. How should I know? Another really cool modder, if y'all don't know him. We kind of consider him a friend of ours at this point.
He's one of ours. He's one of ours now, okay?
Yeah, he's the one that, some of you guys may remember this, one of the older mod spotlights I did for New Vegas for Four-Legged Friends that made a lot of the little animal companions.
I loved it.
He was
favorite.
Yeah.
I love that mod. He followed us after that.
Yeah.
And became a channel regular.
Yeah, like he was really grateful for like me complimenting his mod and everything, and we kind of chatted a bit in comments, and yeah, then I forget which of us added each other on Steam, and we got to chatting a few times, and then like I think he and his wife run a.
They run a radio show.
Yeah, it's not a podcast. It's more like a digital radio.
It's a radio, and they
anyway.
had us on, or him on, for a little bit.
They gave us a little shout out.
Yeah, they gave us a shout out, which is really cool.
Yeah, they're super cool people.
Sheila says, "Did I just see that?" And he says, "Damn quick night kill." Yep, and here is the link to my DeviantArt if anybody's interested. It has some of my old stories and really old art. It has nothing modern on it, so I will need to be updating it. It has nothing new yet. It's kind of terrible. I'm a little bit nervous putting it out there, but Briggs already found it, so I guess it's...
I haven't actually gone through here in a while. I think this place is crawling with synths.
It says cleared, though.
Yeah. Actually, I don't want to go there right now, because I noticed something, and I'll mention this again in the next proper episode. Since right now, I'm sort of like on probation with the Institute, since they're kind of feeling me out, I noticed that the hostile synths that are roaming around the Commonwealth now, they aren't aggressive to me. They look at me and they're just like, signature identified, authorization granted.
Yeah.
And then they just turn around and keep walking.
Yeah.
What?
Lee says, if only the suit actually changed your character's voice to the Big Daddy's groans and roars when going into combat.
Oh, I'd love that.
That would have been awesome.
Who can I go hit?
I don't know. Don't look at me. I don't know these things. I'm just pleased that chat has lasted as long as it has at this point.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys giving me some input on how I can sort of approach the rest of the series, because I know now I'm starting to close in on some of the points where I've got to make some decisions that will preclude me from certain options at this point.
Yeah,
And that's why, like, I could tell that's kind of the way things were coming, and so I did do a little looking around, trying to avoid as many particular spoilers as I could. That's why, at this point, all I really know is that at some point, you know, when you throw your lot in with a faction, then it will pit you against certain other ones. So as soon as I learned that, I'm like, oh man, that means I need to do some Brotherhood stuff now, otherwise I'm going to lose my chance to do it at all. And the few times that I've come across some of, like, the Knight and Paladin patrols in the Commonwealth, they're not hostile to me yet.
Oh no! Oh no!
But
Links followed the link. And it says, looks interesting, Vi. I shall take my time reading these stories, Vi. Evil laugh. No, they're terrible! Some of these are from my high school days. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, the Daughter of the Moon stuff on there, that is literally from high school. And it's not even the ones that I got published. It's just
it's fine.
crap stories.
Yeah, I'm also on there.
Oh
if you guys
no,
can,
Marcus is. I just noticed those stories in D. I might take a look. I shouldn't have posted the link. I have a mistake. Also, you know what? You know what? I'm clicking on this thingy.
Okay, I know there was
Open
another.
link in your tabby. And if anybody wants to see Ken's stuff,
You're not gonna make them have to find me.
No.
You're just giving me up.
yep.
There.
There's Ken's DeviantArt.
And it's old too. I haven't done
It
anything
is.
with it in probably like at least 3 or 4 years.
Mhm.
I meant to, and then I just
Yeah.
didn't.
Well, we do have some art that if we scan, we could upload. For
Yeah,
it,
oh yeah, I've
because
got
we
plenty.
do have a lot. So
That's
Marcus
actually-
is thinking of taking a look at my stories. I'm gonna have to post some of my news stories because, good lord, these are old. Link says, "Ooh, fun!" Evil smirk. So it says, "Wow, I forgot your name is Stephanie. Such a nice name. Thank you." Misty says, "And post the link to your AO3." I did. It's on my profile page under my Deviant ID. You can find me on AO3 FFnet. I have a link to this Twitch and to my Tumblr. Sorry, I was already following Ken. Need more Ken Arbor pics. One of these days we'll have to put me in Ruby's armor.
Yeah. Yeah, we meant to do a photo shoot with her in her full Talon Company suit.
Link says, "Ratted out by the wife, man. Hard." Miss T says, "Hi." Y'all might find me there too, though my stuff is even more neglected than Vi's.
Yeah, you guys that are kind of new may not know.
Sylv says, "How long have you guys been together?" 8.5 years.
Yeah. Married for...
Almost 2.
Yeah, almost 2 now. Yeah, we met early in college and together ever since.
Marcus says, "Ken, what is this?"
Oh, yeah, that was a attempt at, like, photographic...
Storytelling.
Yeah.
Oh, Addie is on here too, if you'd like to read some of King Atticus's stuff.
Yep, one of our other founders.
Yeah.
And for full disclosure, the implement in that particular photo is actually just a...
It's a prop gun.
Yeah.
It's not real.
It's an airsoft gun. So.
Scarlett says, "Oh, so cute together." And Sylph says, "Congrats, thank you." Sometimes I can't believe it's been so long.
Yeah, like,
And then other times I'm like, I can't hardly remember what it was like not to have him.
yeah, like this is it's gonna get sappy in here. Get
Oh,
prepared.
it's getting sappy.
It's a conversation that we've had, like, with her folks, for instance, a couple of times, because they're kind of the same way. That, like, when you're with somebody that you're, like, really good with, no matter how long you're with them, it never seems to go away. The instance that it feels like it's only just started, and yet it feels like forever at the same time. Like, it's that weird sort of, like, dichotomy of, you know...
It's been forever, but no time at all.
Yeah, like, it feels like I just met him, and yet I can't remember not,
What the hell was that?
you know, like, spending my life with this person.
I love you. Sorry, it says, is that photo flipped or left grip?
Which one?
The ignorance is bliss.
I think that was actually a little amateur mistake on my part, because I couldn't steady my left hand with the camera well enough to take the kind of composition of the photo that I wanted, so I ended up just holding it left-handed and taking the photo right.
And on here you can stuff you can see some of our characters.
Really old ones
Really
at this
old
point.
ones. Marcus says, but damn, those are some good pictures, Ken.
Oh, thank you.
So it says, you guys have a great chemistry. Aww.
I do try.
Sweet.
Link says, congrats, guys. Leave the smooches and stuff are off camera. Love birds.
Oh yeah, we do.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be fun.
I send him
Like-
big gooey heart eyes every now and then, though. I don't know if he ever notices when I do it, but I do it.
I can't see you quite well out of my
I
periphery.
know.
So.
That's why I said I don't know if they know, if you ever know when I do that, but I do it.
I know some like couples that do, whether it's like streaming or video creation or something, just for like their own security, because for some people it can like attract negative attention, I guess, because some people don't like to see others happy, or I don't want to pass judgment on anyone, because everyone's got different strategies for things. It's just some people will intentionally not mention that some of the people that they're partnered with are like their significant others, just because it's a marketing thing. Like, if like fangirls or guys know that someone is taken, maybe they won't have as much interest in them if they're interested in them for that reason, which to me is kind of misguided. At the same time, though, like, I don't want to necessarily pass judgment on anyone that does anything for certain reasons, because even the reasons that they say may not fully explain the real reasons they're doing things. So, like, I don't want to get too off into that. It's just, oh, hello there, mighty, hell yeah.
Just 25% more damage, just straight more damage.
Love it so much. Anyway.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it is. So far, I've got that on my sidearm and on this rifle. Actually, no, I switched that out for incendiary for this rifle. Anyway, we kind of decided early on, because we talked about that. We're like, do we want to address the fact that we are a thing, like, online? And we quickly came to the same consensus there as we did about whether we cared about people knowing our real names or seeing our faces for face cam.
They're gonna find it.
It's gonna get out there. We
And,
might as well
you
let
know,
it happen on our terms.
And I know myself well enough to know that I am so used to just calling him Love.
Yeah, like little slips are gonna happen.
Like, I'm gonna slip up, and I knew that. I knew that going in, that was going to happen. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm a bit of a jealous person. I'm not okay with people flirting with him, necessarily. Like,
Even though you hardly notice when it happens.
I don't notice when they flirt with me. That doesn't mean I don't notice when they flirt with you. There's a very specific difference there.
Okay, fair
I'm
enough.
oblivious when it happens to me because I think part of my brain still goes, why would anyone do that? But I'm just like, you're mine. I'm a very, what's the word?
Possessive.
Yes, that's the word.
I kind of am too, if I'm honest. So I
I'm
mean,
a
it works.
possessive person. So I'm like, I want people to know he's taken in a weird sort of way. You know what I mean?
I
But
don't really care
on the
one way or
other
another,
hand,
so.
I'm like, it's gonna get out.
Yeah.
We
Yeah, I
might
mean,
as
that's-
well go ahead and just let it be known.
That's why, like,
Dude,
as
this
much
is
as
cool.
yeah, I kind of had fun with what I did with Jamaica Plain.
That's cool.
As much as I respect and would never compromise the decision that people like, say, like Cryotic or like Mangaminx, or I think, doesn't Todd in the Shadows still not show his face or name? I think. I don't know. I haven't watched any of his stuff in a long time. Like, they've made the choice to not show their faces and not let their names get out, even though I think Cry's was compromised at least once. To my knowledge, Minx never has. How they've managed that, I'll never know. So hats off to them for their, like, NetSec, because holy shit. It's just one of those things, like, I would rather not have to stress about it. Like, you know, Steve Boogie, like, he's gotten doxxed a few times, like, his whole life is out there, and he's dealt with it. And it's just one of those things that I would rather people just kind of learn my face, my name,
Just
who I
on
live
our
with
own.
on my own terms, because maybe it's sort of like the Tyrion thing, the Game of Thrones dude, the small guy. It's accept what you are and what your life is, and wear it as armor. That way, no one can use it to hurt you. And that makes sense to me. And, like, I know that's not necessarily what that particular quote was particularly referencing. It's still applicable
It's still
here,
applicable. Celtic Knights says that toilet looked like it had an after frat party bar.
though. Yeah,
Sil
it
said,
did.
Manga Minx Buggy! Yeah.
I watched the YouTubes too.
Scarlett says, any good flirtation stories? Do you want to tell them about that time in front of Hastings?
That was funny.
And I was so clueless the entire.
That was funny.
He was behind me, so I had
Okay,
no
here,
reference.
let me.
Yeah, you do it. Just so you
So-
know, this whole time, right over my
So
head.
we were going to a Hastings, which for those who don't know, here in the South, at least in Texas anyway,
I miss
is
it.
there's such a cool chain because they sell like used books and games and music and vinyls and like it's just like everything I love all in one store. I freaking love Hastings. Anyway, as we were getting out of the car, I like forgot my wallet or whatever, and so she was going up to the door, and I had to double back and go get something. And in that time, she ran into, just on chance, an old friend of hers from high school.
Actually,
at the
from
door.
elementary school.
Okay.
Up to high school. We went to the same school from grade 1.
And they started chatting at the front door to the place, and as soon as I start walking up, maybe 30 seconds later, I can tell this dude is hitting on her hard, because keep in mind, we're at a college town, so clearly he had just come to the same college as she did, and then I was still at the time. And so she's chatting with him, and they're just having a friendly conversation. And I can tell she's, as she's saying, completely oblivious to the fact that, oh man, he was trying to game so hard, and his game was weak.
Maybe that's why I didn't notice.
Yeah,
It wasn't
maybe.
laying it on thick enough.
Yeah. So I just kind of get that, like, smug sort of feel. Because at this point, we're already, like, a solid item.
And have been for like a year and a half.
Keep in mind, at that point, I still looked and dressed a little more intimidatingly than I do now. Because at the time, it was constant dark clothing, usually like chains, like leather wrist wraps and stuff. Like, yeah, I was kind of a little edgy. Yeah, I deal with it.
We all go through that phase.
We all had that time. I still dress darkly. I just kind of lose the accessories at this point because, that's work. And like, I still like them. I don't want to put in the effort. And so
Scarlett's harsh skin is great.
I was also in extremely fit shape at the time because I was in the college's martial arts program and I was training every single day. So I was like tall, jacked, and scary dressed. And I just kind of like lean up against the stone pillar out front, like over her shoulder. And this dude, I can tell he's looking at me weird because I don't think he's put it quite together yet that we were like walking into the same store together. And I don't think he saw us get out of the same car. So he's kind of looking at me like, who's this creepy guy, like right over her shoulder? And then, she just kind of happens to mention that she's like, oh yeah, I'm here with my boyfriend. And I couldn't help it. Then just like that toothy grin, just show off the fangs.
The shit-eating grin.
Oh yeah. I intentionally played it up hard and just kind of came up and just wrapped my arm around her. Just, hey, how's it going, man? I don't think I've met you before. Yeah, I'm just showing her around,
And I was completely oblivious to the whole thing.
And as I'm like, and the thing is too, like, I'm 6'3". You guys can't really see how large of a person I am because I'm on camera and whatever. You're 5.
I'm 5'6".
6. Okay,
But I
thought it
was
10.
probably about 5'5" at that point.
Yeah. So I'm sort of towering over. He's about her height.
No, he was shorter than me.
Was he shorter than you?
He was shorter.
Okay, I thought he was a tiny guy. I didn't realize he was
He
that
was
small.
like 5'3".
So I'm like towering over this poor guy, and I can just watch him, even small as he was, shrinking even further as it dawns on him. And I'm just like, if I wasn't so smug right now, I'd feel sorry for you, except you're hitting on my girl right now. No, sorry, no. Got it first!
Yeah. So
Anyway.
yeah. Misty goes, he was totes Bamf, y'all.
Glad somebody thinks though.
And then he told me afterwards, I'm like, are you serious? He was really flirting with me? Are you sure?
He was trying.
Are you sure you're sure?
And just to clarify, I'm not one of those guys. I know, and it's probably one of those at this point. Like, methinks he doth protest too much. Like, seriously, I'm not one of those guys that like sees offense everywhere I look. Like, not every guy that talks to her is hitting on her. I'm not that guy. This guy was trying. Wasn't doing it well. He was trying though.
But then I'd always been nice to him in school. He was one of the quiet kids, and I was always kind.
That's probably why he was talking to you.
Yeah. That's probably why he recognized me.
Yeah.
The outgoing kids probably wouldn't know who I was.
I mean, that's high school.
Yeah. So, because
In a nutshell.
I was not an outgoing kid in high school. I was the girl with my nose buried in a book. Though I had a gigantic group of friends, and we called ourselves the Posse. We named ourselves. Yes, that was. We named ourselves back in middle school, so you have to give us a bit of a break there. But yeah. Other than my giant group of friends that I hung out with, I was always the quiet girl in that group. So I'm kind of surprised anybody remembered me from high school.
I don't know. I mean, like, it may come as a surprise, and I don't mean this to sound like creepy or anything. Like, I'm sure people can relate. Like, I think the people, especially that you go to school with for years at a time, you probably notice more of them than they necessarily might realize. Oh, hi there, fools. Like, I can still remember some of the people that I went to grade school with that I might have talked to once, maybe
That's
twice,
true.
just because I shared like a couple of classes with them, and we weren't friends. It's just they sat 3 chairs away from me. You notice those people.
That's true.
So
There was that time at Moe's where I got recognized by
Yeah.
somebody who'd gone to school with me.
yeah, and you know,
sorry,
especially like
sis.
if you're at college and you're suddenly thrust into so many just new faces and new surroundings. Everything is completely novel.
When you see
know,
someone you know,
yeah,
you just click to
anything
it.
and anyone familiar, you immediately gravitate to.
That's true. So there's so much lol. I knew you guys were different heights. I didn't realize you were that different.
Yeah.
Wow. Mark says, I'm trying so hard not to bust out laughing because I don't want to wake up the house. She says, my oldest son and my baby sister are watching SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
That.
I may not get political on this show. Oh, I'll make statements about shows. I hate SpongeBob. I can't stand it. Oh, God.
Yeah. Link says, you two are funny. Well, gotta go, my friends. Take care of yourself and each other and treat others as you want to be treated.
Indeed.
Good night.
Good old golden rule.
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to tell me I shouldn't have come down so hard on that guy?
I don't know. You were a much angrier person back then.
I was.
Like you probably wouldn't come down that hard on him now.
No. At this point,
You're far more chill now.
I'm a lot more chill, and I'm also much more willing to just cut through social bullshit. I'd probably just call it out. And yeah, that might embarrass him and like put him on the spot. At the same time, though, I've really started to value just real talk.
Yeah.
Like, if I realize someone is like flirting with her, I'm like, yeah, I'm standing right here, kind of a couple guy. Like, I can take it as a compliment. Like, hey, you're hitting on a pretty lady. I appreciate it. It's just, sorry, she's off the market, man.
And
Like,
then watch me get all flustered.
yeah, and like he'd probably either like get embarrassed or laugh about it, and then we might actually like hit it off and like have a friendly conversation after that point.
Yeah.
Because like I understand you don't just psychically know if someone is taken. I get that. I'm more that guy now than like the angry I'm gonna rub it in this guy's face that I used to.
Oh, that's not art.
That's art and art going at it again.
Um,
Does anyone else have this glitch? That these guys will just constantly pop up and fight each other no matter how often one of them wins?
Sarah says, I can kind of relate, but I went through 8 different schooling establishments through elementary through high. Air Force
Oof.
dad.
Gotcha. Good old military raising.
Who do you think's gonna win?
Yeah, let's play some wagers. Who's gonna win? Shoddy
time.
or pipe guy?
This time.
Yeah, he's got a much superior gun.
Oh!
Come on. Money's on Shoddy. Even though his animations are
He's glitching.
freaking out. Dude, what are you doing?
Is he okay?
I think he's the synth. He's using some kind of holographic cover protocol.
Oh,
Whoa, hey, check your
Whoa.
fire there, friend. I'm not in this fight. I'm just watching it.
Fight.
Oh, ooh, you're getting cut up there, friend.
No.
Ooh, he's getting some good shots in on him. Dude, you left cover. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Clearly he was glitching at the time, so they're both reloading. Uh-oh.
For those who haven't encountered this dudes, I should
One
say.
of these is a synth.
Yeah, one of these guys is a synth that's trying to take the other one's place and replace him. It's never clear which one it is until one of them dies, and you check the corpse, and either they have a synth component or they don't. He's supposed to only show up once. In my game, he just keeps happening as a random encounter. I will come across this firefight like once per in-game week.
Yeah. It happens in mine, too.
Yeah, and it started prior to me ever modding the game, so it's not some weird mod conflict causing it. It's just a vanilla glitch.
That we happen to have.
My God, will one of you die?
Son. Oh, now he was doing the glitch. I don't know now.
I don't know. Ooh. He's injured. Wait, hey, whoa,
Whoa,
hey.
get out.
Don't put me in the firing line.
Don't know.
Alright, let's check health levels here. Ooh, he's almost down. Ooh, Pipe Guy might win it.
Pipe Guy might win it. Miss Jesus, that's awesome.
Dude, charge him. You got a freaking shotgun. Yeah, there you go. Guys. Okay, guys. I'm about to just torch each of you.
No.
Oh God.
I
Oh
want
God.
to watch
Oh,
them kill
oh
each
God.
other.
Don't shoot at me.
This is stage 1 of tournament.
Dark Tournament Fallout style. Somebody call Hiei, summon a friggin'
Miss Jesus,
rad
they're
dragon.
both Sims.
Yeah, clearly.
Marcus says, I have loved things about The Sims since junior high. You guys want to know how people describe me sometimes?
Because I did get into a few fights in high school. People were kind of scared of me. Which,
Kind of. They left your parking spot open for 2 years after you left.
only one.
Well, for a whole year after he left, his parking spot was left open.
Yep. Keep in mind, parking spots at my high school were, like, hard to come by, and they weren't assigned. People just kind of knew I had the one place that I liked to
glitching
park.
Again. I think he's gonna lose because he's glitching.
Yeah, he's just getting eat up, man. There he goes! Can I have your shotgun? Triple pipe shotgun? Jesus. How did you lose with that?
Because he kept glitching.
What the? Are you,
Save and kill him.
Please. I just want to be alone.
You're the synth. I wonder, hang on, let me save real quick. Since I think this guy's a synth, if I attack him, will that piss off the Institute?
What the?
No, I didn't get any messages.
Yep.
Synth component. Well, just in case, I'm gonna reload.
Scott says, I always know as Coney Guy, MLP, in high school, and didn't even know until my girlfriend told me.
Oh, that's rough.
Marcus says, people literally said I was like an American. So that's how
And-
people described him.
I assume in Scandinavia that's probably not all that much of a compliment, just because of the reputation America has overseas.
Yeah. Which we were just talking about with my cousin.
Yeah, we were.
Man.
That weird dichotomy that, like, in general, people consider just the entity of America as, like,
Assholes.
semi-villain, asshole sort of country, and yet...
then you meet individual ones, and they're like,
Yeah,
they're
and then-
so weirdly nice.
Yeah, like, I have a fascination with those articles about, like, people that write, like, travel logs and stuff, especially people that come from other countries and visit the States, and almost unilaterally, the two things that always pop up early in those lists. One, apparently that all of our bread is super sweet and tastes like cake here compared to elsewhere, which, I don't know, I've never tried elsewhere's bread, so probably. And as much sugar as Americans
It's
consume.
too sweet. I prefer Norwegian bread, actually.
The few times I've had it, so did I. And the other thing is that, yeah, people are, like, really, like, caught off guard and jarred at the fact that individual Americans, especially at, like, restaurants and stuff, are super accommodating and nice, like, at all times. With, you know, of course, a few exceptions, because some people are like, gosh darn foreigners, and like, those people are assholes, and we don't like them. The majority of Americans, though, are, like, obscenely nice. And that, like, really freaks out a lot of foreigners, where people are just kind of like, whatever.
Sarah says, well, you know, anyone who drops nukes on non-military targets will get that rap.
Yeah, it's fair, honestly.
Marcus says, actually, I kind of like it, compliment or not.
Yeah.
And honestly, though, I'm not entirely sure the war would have ended if we hadn't dropped the nukes.
No, like, that's a dicey subject I ain't getting into. Because that debate can go all different kinds of ways.
Yup. Unfortunately, it happened.
Yeah, I mean, history is what it is.
Dead.
And I mean, regardless
Dead
of
settler.
whether
She was
you
trying to cook something. What the?
consumer robotics.
Oh, we must be above it.
Yeah, I guess that's the place I'm standing on. Oh, yeah, roof access. Whatever. I guess that's why there's robots wandering around.
Maybe that's the only way in. Maybe that's why it didn't do it till we got up here.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, regardless, though, of what you think right or wrong about that event, I think it is fair to say that it's not a stretch of the imagination to say that country earned a certain rep after that.
Yeah.
Hi, Slim. How are you?
Slim.
Slim
You
Shady.
got that look, like you jonesing for something.
Are you the real Slim Shady?
Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Use your work, what?
Mind if I use your workbench?
Sure, why not? Maybe take that into consideration when you're thinking about what to buy.
He's a drug dealer.
How did I know his name? Immediate headcanon. Since he's a ghoul, Kit knew him pre-war and immediately recognized him somehow. And for some reason just isn't surprised.
I'm not surprised he's alive.
Just like, nah, he seemed like that kind of guy. Nothing to kill him.
Mm-hmm. You know, can somebody
Yeah.
type something in chat for me?
I'm taking your stuff.
Because I'm not sure my chat isn't freaking out again.
Hope you're not mad, Slim.
We're sorry, Slim.
I don't know who you are. I kind of like you, though. Even though I think you're a chem pusher.
He is a chem pusher.
Oh, this is his stuff. Okay.
See, he is clearly a chem pusher. Sarah says, you knew his name because your Pip-Boy told you.
How did it know?
Clearly,
It doesn't have, like, biometric sensors on it.
Are you sure? That might be what VATS is.
It's only got, like, a, what is it, 64 KB operating system?
Hey, we don't know what they could squeeze onto that.
I have a pretty good idea. And retinal scans ain't it. My God.
I'm telling you, he's the real Slim Shady.
Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Anyone who's seen the William Shatner dramatic reading.
Made some cool commentary on that sort of thing. Magic location names, respawning entities, and such.
Gotcha. Wait a
Misty
minute.
says, quantum bits, yo.
Oh.
What is that?
Oh, I forget. Is that Ally or Stash? I think that's Ally. Ah,
Slim.
you're a cool cat, Slim. You're helping out them synths. I like you. He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
I love you. You're adorable. So thanks for the stream, and everybody have a good night.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, Misty says quantum bits. 64 is suddenly a lot of computing power.
Yeah, indeed.
Scarlett says Kin is going a bit Shatner there.
That's because I was referencing when William Shatner did a dramatic reading of Will the Real Slim Slady, Slim Slady. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Which, yes, he did. And it was glorious.
Somebody needs help?
What the? Oh, God. Oh, the dog is named. And this shotgun sucks.
That's why he lost.
It's got 3 friggin' barrels on it. They just, they don't do much. Any of them. Whoa!
What?
Shug.
He looks special.
Sugar. Good lord. Sir?
Hello?
Hey, hey! I friggin' helped you!
He's an enemy anyway. Maybe those were his dogs.
So don't go. You have so much to live for. I don't know who you are. I mean, you probably do. Not anymore, you don't.
Yeah, see, that must have been his dogs, because there's the doggy bowl and some meat for him.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
This is actually not that bad a little...
He's still alive!
Can we
I
go
like to
back?
think he just jumped off, snapped his leg, and is just like, ah, damn it. Dude? You're a freaking priest, or at least you're wearing priest garb. Hey. Hey.
Can't we
Are
talk?
you hostile or not? Can I put my gun
Oh,
away?
he's running.
Hey, dude, I
You
put my
must
gun
have-
away. We're cool. Hey. No. Can we not? I'd rather not fight a man of the cloth. Or you could torch me. Fine. You freaking Inquisition motherfucker. You asked for that. You called that upon yourself. Taking your past investments.
You don't deserve them.
You douchebag.
Sarah says, you win! Jump. She was like, did I just see that guy fall off?
You
This
just
is like the
jumped off to
start
get
of
away
the
from me.
party. Just,
I freaking love the random encounters in this game. They're some of my favorites.
yes.
There aren't as many of them as there were in like Fallout 3. But 3 had some amazing random encounters. The ones that are here though, I do like. Alright, so I'm definitely gonna scrap this terrible shotgun. I want to get that version of it for my house, because right now I've got the like pristine, clean one, and it kind of clashes with the sort of rusty look of pretty much everything else in my house. Okay, shotgun, go away, for
Yeah.
you're a pile of trash.
Scar says, nobody expects the Wasteland Inquisition.
Clearly. Super Sledge. I'm so mad that you only get 3 steel from Super Sledges. I mean, at least give me some oil. Like, clearly it's got like a piston thingy on it. It's got to, you know, have some kind of greasing, right? I don't know. Unfortunately, the few, like, you know, scrapping overhaul mods that I've looked at that try to do a little something more, like, sensible with the things that you get from scrapping, like, you know, items and guns and components, and the game crashed! No!
Dang it.
When was the last autosave? A lot of those, I don't know, I don't agree with some of the choices they make. Like, some of them are way too generous, some of them, like, don't take it far enough, or some of them give you, like, components that aren't at all relevant to the things you're scrapping, so I'm like, I want a good one of those. It's just, to my knowledge, it doesn't exist yet.
She says, has Ken ever won a pie from the dinner machine?
No! Probably because Kid only has 1 point in luck.
That's okay, we'll try it with my characters.
Yeah.
More points in luck.
Yeah, because you're doing more of like a luck spec for VATS. And I kind of like keeping his luck so low, just because
It's all skill, man.
this is all me. Plus, he's led a shitty freaking life. Like,
He's not lucky.
he is not a lucky man.
He's only lucky in combat.
Hmm? And even then, it's not luck. I earned it. All of it. Even the mental scars. Oh, man, here it slims again. You know what? I'm just going to Diamond City. I'm just going to sell my junk. Heh. Heh. Clickety, clickety, clack. Come on with you. Heh. Heh.
Don't
There we
look
go,
back.
finally. So,
I like her arm thing. Her saw blade arm thing.
yeah, that's the heavy metal arm. So, like, I put that on a lot of my, like, farmers, so it's almost like a little arm scythe for cutting crops. Or the throats of raiders. You know, whichever. Arturo,
If
give
you're
money.
looking to keep your load light, we can shoot the breeze about the old-fashioned pistol or anything else you need.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what you have.
Something for everyone.
He's still all played out. Okay, who else can I sell to? You!
Thank you.
Hey, Mo.
These ain't just any old pieces of wood. A swatter is a custom piece of hickory.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Let's
Sarah
take a
says
look.
one look is accurate, nuke to the face and all.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, and at some point I do want to start giving kits incrementally, like, more scars and stuff. Probably, like, after climactic fights. And I'll, like, announce it and call attention to it at the start of streams. Because I think at some point I might also go for, like, cybernetic left arm. And go with, like, the cross pre-war cybernetics mod and give it the Kellogg pauldron, so he's still keeping the Kellogg thing, it's just on a cybernetic arm. Like, if I can do that, I think I might. Especially during Automatron, that might fit theme pretty well. Anyway. Yeah, here, I'll give you the horrible shotgun. And a machete, why not?
Calcimai says, I imagine when you open a closed stall door and a raider is on it saying, excuse you, wait your turn.
Keep it those. Let it alloy. Yeah, you can have alloy. I don't really want that.
Ned says, it's all good. Oh, sweet. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Ned 418.
How goes? Alright, good enough. You know what my cap total is? Over 9,000! I have 9,001.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, the joke was there. I know it's low-hanging fruit. I just
You
couldn't
had
resist.
You just had to.
I have not yet reached that point of professional comedy where I can resist the urge to go for the easy jokes. Then again, neither are the friggin' Game Grumps, and look at how successful they are.
I love the Grim Grumps.
Yeah, man. Like, don't take that as at all detrimental to them. I freaking love those guys.
Grumps.
Like,
Love you guys.
Game Grumps, Markiplier, and Jacksepticeye are probably the Let's Players that we watch the most.
Though I have to admit, I love GT Live.
Abernathy's, what are you doing? I'm just
I
like,
do-
you know what? I can run to the Abernathy farm.
You know, I have to admit, I do love me some GT Live.
Yeah, I gotta kind of like find myself in the right mood for them. When I am in the right headspace for them, though, I really like watching their stream archives. I've only ever managed to catch them live once.
That's because they stream on Fridays.
Yeah.
When we stream.
When we're streaming.
So, it's not surprising. Scott says in New Vegas I had over 20,000 by reaching the strip. Whoa. LLP Grumps into parody, please. Oh, LLP Grumps intro parody. Oh. I'm Grump, not so Grump.
Hey, I'm Grump.
I'm not so Grump.
And we're the Ghoul Grumps.
Wait, we're the what?
The Ghoul Grumps.
We're
You
the
know,
Ghoul Grumps?
their Halloween thing.
Oh.
Oh god, there's the explosion. I was wondering where they were coming from.
You should have told me.
Oh god, they just came out of the freaking ground! What the hell? This is some Day of the Dead shit.
You should have told me we were doing Ghoul Grumps. You should have told me that so I could, you know, get it right.
Ow.
Jeez.
Are we clear? Whoa, we are not clear.
We are not clear. Nope. Those are freaky. What the heck
Yeah, they
are
are.
those?
I don't know, man. Kind of hobbled him, though. Oh my god, there's more.
Scott says, nice! Marcus says, oh hey, I've seen
Shit,
this
sorry.
Hellsing's coming. You know what that means? New Helsing abridged episode!
Yeah.
Ah! Oh!
Sick flips. Hi.
Wow. They're gigantic. Why are they huge?
They're like jacked.
Ow.
Ow.
How many are there?
I don't know. Sudden zombie invasion. My god.
Celtic Knight says, did I just see a stagnant cow pen at the farm? Yes.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, how many are there?
Oh, good. Those guys are essential. Okay. I did not know if they were. They already lost their friggin' daughter. Hey.
Look at all that blood.
Yeah, indeed. Jeez.
Good lord.
Thanks for your help, pal.
Oh, what?
What did they want?
I don't think ferals want anything except to kill whatever they run across.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, we appreciate the help.
You're welcome. Okay, yeah, I'll get to the stag thing here in a second.
This guy says epic slow-mo shot, and that says make the meat bags burn. Wow.
They're kind of pudgy too.
They are. They hit.
Although I
pretty
think they're more like
hard.
swollen, honestly.
I think so.
Ugh.
They're gross. They're really icky. I don't like them.
Sorry, we're not hiring.
What?
Try down at Warwick Homestead.
You're each in my network. Get with the friggin' program, lady. God. Anyway,
Marcus says, so have you guys caught up with the Helsing episodes? No, not yet.
there's a lot of those that I'm still kind of like several episodes in need of catching up. Okay. So anyway, yeah, Radstag in the pen. That came from the Better Stores mod that is sort of deceptively named because I think it started out as a mod more about stores, and then it ended up doing a lot more.
A whole bunch of stuff. It's really cool, actually.
Yeah, it's got some really cool features to it. Some I'm not too fond of. There's more that I like in it than I don't, so I still use it. One of which is the ability to like craft livestock, essentially with caps. So it's sort of like you're purchasing them from like a farmer or something, and then they generate food. I think they generate food, don't they? Hang on, let me check. Do you generate food? Yep, you produce 5 food.
That's just you. Those swollen thingies look gross.
Yeah, they are.
Seems to be growing well.
Yeah, some potatoes for vegetable
Quite the
starch.
contraption you got to grow.
What?
Can't say I've seen anything like it.
Contraption? What are you talking about, Mr. Abernathy? Are you talking about my little dinky shoulder lamp? Where were you in the night of the 53rd? 53rd? That's not a day in the month!
Wow.
Shut up! Shut up! Oh, the hell are you? Oh, caravan guard. You just kind of chilling? Oh, there's your caravan. You're kind of straggling. I'll catch up, lady. Anyway. Oh God! Someone's shooting at my friggin' house.
Celtic Knight says, cool, domesticated pets.
Yeah.
It says your pit boy. This tea is back.
I think my favorite of the things you can actually get. Oh, geez, he's actually kind of hardy.
Maybe 53rd day of the year?
Sure, let's go with that. That's what I meant.
That's not what you meant.
Sure it is.
That's not what you meant. To be perfectly honest here, that is so not.
Yeah, I guess I'll take that. And that. I think my favorite of the little animals you can make are the little Mirelurk spawn. I was sad I couldn't do a thing. You got your entrails in my garage. Rude. Anyway.
Marcus says, there's one crowning moment of funny in the last Helsing episode. You know how the papal guards in their robes, even in the original manga, look like they belong to the KKK? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the joke is there.
Yep. It's like, why wouldn't you?
Of course, I think the goofiest official guard outfit in the world, definitely the Swiss Guard. If you don't know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
Google it. They're goofy looking, even though they could all probably kill you with a napkin. They are terrifying people. They just dress funny. Put that in there. T64, cool. Yeah, I wanted at the castle, since I sort of made a little, like, fishing shack thing, because it's sort of on stilts, I wanted to, like, fence in the under portion of it with, like, the wire farm fence, and then put a bunch of little, like, lurklings in there, and say that they're, like, cultivating the little Mirelurk spawn for, like, meat. And it just, like, the fence would clip with everything, and there wasn't enough of like free room for me to put the little like Mirelurk nest thing that acts for them the same way that the trough does for Brahmin. so that they'll all congregate around there and not like wander off everywhere. There just wasn't enough space for it. So I was like, oh, my little Mirelurk farm thing isn't
I'm
gonna work.
sorry. Ned says that makes them worse. Scar says pinstripes and pom poms. Wow.
Oh yeah, this was guard. They are ridiculous looking.
Celtic Knight wants to know when you're gonna do the Silver Shroud tournament.
I don't know. That's one that like I can show you right here. I've got like a little note sheet of stuff to do in Fallout 4 streams. I'm probably going to do the Silver Shroud thing in a stream of its own. That's probably a few streams out, just because it's not really a high priority. I do want to kind of finish some of those major quests like that prior to really finishing the game, though. So, if at any point in the story it seems like I get another chance where, like, Kit needs to take some time and clear his head, then I'll just go and do some of the other little side quests.
I have to go to the
Okay.
time. Sorry guys, chat blind.
In the meantime, put some junk up, and...
How are we doing on the hunt for...
we're still looking, Nick, don't you worry. I need to put some stuff up in here. Looks like most of what I've got needs to go in the fridge. Because I do try, sometimes I forget. For the most part, though, I try to put the stuff that, like, you would want to refrigerate, and put it in the fridge. Okay, the rest of that I think is just fruit to put up rather. So, put some of those in there for chemistry crafting. And melon. That's another Game Grumps joke for you there. I forget which series they made that joke in, otherwise I'd point you to it. Yeah, whatever, put that in. Taters. Okay. Because, like, I hate to, like, rip anyone's jokes or anything, just because for a while, like, early in college, I actually thought about pursuing a career in stand-up, until I learned that, unfortunately, stand-up comedy, kind of a dying game that would make for one hell of an uphill fight to try and get anywhere doing in this day and age. Like, the new stand-up, as far as, like, independent entertainers doing comedy, is really YouTube and, like, Vimeo and, like, Vine and that kind of thing. Like, that sort of is the inheritor of the legacy that was stand-up comedy in terms of popular comedic entertainment. So I'm kind of doing that now, I guess. And, man, I'm tired, because I forgot what I was trying to segue into. What story was I trying to tell? I have already forgotten. I probably need to get some sleep today. I can try. Hopefully I won't lay down and stare at the ceiling and just wonder what the hell is keeping my system from ever getting sleep. Seriously, what was I going to talk about? I don't remember. Anyway. Maybe you guys have said something and Vi can help fill me in when she comes home. I don't know. Hi. How are you? Anyway. Man, what was I going to talk about? Because I feel like I was trying to segue into something, and now I don't remember. God! Oh, hi.
Let him up!
Indeed, let's. Yes. How's it going? Sweet dreams. Alrighty. And, ooh, you had a polished chess piece. Having that. Alrighty. So, I suppose I could also give you guys a little peek. Maybe you guys can give me some ideas at my castle, so that you might give me some insight on where I might fit a little lurk farm, because I do still want to do that. do more of a proper like official reveal of the progress I've made in the next like official entry in the stream series. I know some of you guys do like seeing some of the stuff that I spend time on construction with in this game, though. And at some point, I may do like individual showcase videos on what I've done with certain settlements, just because I know I've actually spent some time looking around on YouTube for people's like settlement builds and just kind of like comparing like what did they do with it. So it sort of falls into that territory of like, is it the sort of content that I would want to watch? And when it comes to looking at settlements, like, yeah, like part of me looks at it and just goes, you know, that's just like arrogant self-aggrandizement, like, ooh, look what I made. At the same time, I'm like, well, I've looked at what other people have done doing exactly that, so yeah, maybe people would find it interesting. I don't know.
I'm back.
Hello. Let me go put stuff up first.
Sorry about that.
It's all good. Oh god!
Ooh,
My arm!
I'm sorry. It went back in a way I didn't anticipate.
If I'm not
There's you. I just scrap you and you.
So it says, oh, I write your jokes all the time. And it says, and at least it will allow them to hide an exosuit in that plate armor.
Yeah.
This guy's a 6 to the watch, bye. Yep. Because he watched me, so I watched him back. Because all those nifty
Yeah, all those-
KSP builds, yo.
Yeah, man. Ones that put me to shame.
Lost track. Heck, how many blisters I got?
Okay, so the most noteworthy new addition is this. My fishing pier.
Yep.
Yeah. So
The much bigger and more impressive version of the one that I made him build for me.
I'm really happy with how the inside of this place came out.
It looks really cool.
So yeah, it was down here that I wanted to like fence in and put the little like lurking enclosure. It just didn't work. What the? Basket. Basket, what are you doing?
I don't know what is basket doing.
Basket. I need you to stop that. Basket. Basket. Idea. I think it's in
Charles,
thematic.
is that why KSP stream hasn't happened? You afraid of being shown up?
No, because I know I'm going to.
Yeah,
it's just I need to do a lot of like updating of mods and stuff like that
Oh, yeah.
prior to any sort of readiness to do KSP stuff.
Marcus says, how did you get those boats? A mod?
Yep, that's also from Better Stores.
Yes.
Eh,
Yes, indeedy.
can I not make them look like they're sitting on top of a thing? Maybe. Tires, maybe? Wait a minute. I think I'm going to save reading that until I do the water stream.
Remember that it's here.
Oh, I will, because that creeps me right the hell out. Anyway, let's just find something to put under this fish basket.
That wasn't disturbing at all.
Crates, maybe? Possibly. Oh, because the crates are weirdly floaty. You are just destined to vex me, aren't you, game?
Yes.
Damn you. Damn you.
Misty says that is a magical basket. And Celtic Knight says the basket is drunk.
Oh, we getting somewhere. We getting somewhere. There. Well, wait, no, not quite there. Okay. It's a tad goofy. It works, though, kinda.
Except it's floating too.
A little. Well. What a
Not look at me.
doghouse to it now. What about a shelf? No. You know what? they're gonna work because it kind of looks like excess materials for making the foundation.
But it's floaty.
A little, yeah. It's not as egregious as
Well,
a giant floating basket.
Why don't you put some little ones in front of it to mask it?
There's an idea.
See, this is why you married me.
I mean, hopefully they won't float too.
Oh, they're going to float.
I mean, they kind of do a little. Ooh,
Miss
actually,
T says, what
that's
if
not
you
terrible.
just leave it to be floaty on its own? Celtic Knight says, rad magic.
Yeah, yet more evidence that rad magic is real. Like, seriously, I think I am going to have, this character kit, like, start, like, because straight away, there's Mama Murphy, there's all the stuff that we've come across with the Cabots, the weird, like, Lovecraftian connection to ghouls with occultism. Like, there is a concerning amount of evidence to suggest that, at least in the Fallout universe, some element of, like, mysticism and magic is real.
There is stuff happening.
It isn't as over-the-top and obvious as, like, in most fantasy settings. Like, it exists here, though. Okay.
And there's Krem's tooth.
Yeah. Oh, and, we have a place for the honored dead.
I was about to salute with the wrong hand. Because it's the one that's free.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'll show a little bit more of this off a little more professionally when we do the next proper
This instance
series.
of seeing it or refusing to believe it is like the first step of Twilight Zone awareness. You're being a floaty basket.
You're about to step through the scary door. Do drama? Anyone? Okay. I love that these respawn. Free money.
Mark says, well, the earlier Fallouts had the TARDIS show up.
They did.
Celtic Knight says, if you could, how about Meyer Cage by the water purifier?
Iron Cage by the Purifier.
Scarlet says, significantly advanced tech is indistinguishable from magic.
Arthur C.
Like
Clarke?
light switches. Yeah. We flick a thing and light.
Mm-hmm. That was Arthur C. Clarke, wasn't it? I think.
I think so. Ned says epic UFO tech.
Did you make it past the sand? Oh, they did. Hey, where'd they go?
Really?
Impressive. I know I heard them shooting at something. Who the hell were they shooting at? Because on this side of the castle, my defenses are so tight, I've almost never had anyone get past these sandbags.
Scarlet says, Maisie Clark indeed.
Ah, there we go. I knew it. Where the hell were they? What were they shooting at? I know I heard my people shooting at something. Can't lie to me. People. Oh my god, he made it inside!
What? And then they cut off his leg for his audacity.
Most impressive. Well, you're a daring one, sir. How'd that work out for you? Did you have any friends? Oh, he did. Oh, jeez. Man!
How did they do it?
I don't know, because they don't have particularly good equipment.
Shield says it's why my courier is related to the doctor. Scarlet says need the stalker body tracker. And she has his TARDIS.
Indeedy. Yeah, like a lot of people try to rail against some of the things that they like to think were like new confusions of lore with Fallout like 3 and 4. And some things, yeah, they are muddled in the lore. Other things were always there. They just called a different sort of attention to it in these. For instance, one that I was actually starting the other day to make a script for, because I really like thinking about it without having a timeline on hand. I started to wonder if maybe Maxon, for instance, and I'll definitely expound more about this when I start doing more of the Brotherhood quests, if he wasn't in fact legitimate like he claims, because I wasn't sure if the timeline would add up to the Lost Hills Central Command of the Brotherhood of Steel even existing anymore at the time when he was supposed to have received their permission to secure High Elder status for the East Coast Brotherhood. And I started writing up a full MatPat style "Is Elder Maxon a murderer?" theory video. And unfortunately I was frustrated and yet not, because as I started digging and really doing my lore research on the classic Fallout games and the timeline and everything, and how they play off of New Vegas, I started to realize, I've actually still got my notes right here. Actually, no, I don't, because I put them in a text document. Damn. The timeline actually lines up perfectly if it implies that certain choices made on the part of the Courier in New Vegas are canonized. If one isn't willing to accept that those things are canon, then it does make it a little harder to jive with. If one is willing to entertain the idea that certain choices are sort of getting retcon canonized, which isn't a new thing. Again, that's another common criticism of the Fallout series, is that, oh, well, they're taking the choice away from what players did in the older games. I'm like, they've done that since Fallout 2. The first sequel this series ever received immediately canonized certain decisions on the part of the original Vault Dweller. So, anyway, all that is to say that the one machine gun, why is it still called that for you? I uninstalled that mod. Anyway, I'll figure that out later. It comes down to the fact that one of two things had to happen for Elder Maxon, as exists in this game, to have ascended to his station the way he did. And that is, the Courier had to have either negotiated an alliance among the NCR and the Mojave Brotherhood of Steel, and the Mojave Brotherhood of Steel either became the new Central Command in the absence of Lost Hills, or they, in the 2 years following New Vegas, it happening, and then Maxon ascending to power, within that little time period, they may have resecured contact with Central Command at Lost Hills, and we just haven't seen that happen on screen yet, because it isn't in a game yet, it's just implied. So either that happened, or, similarly, the Courier simply convinced Elder McNamara of the Mojave Brotherhood that, because the NCR is so distracted with their war with the Legion, they're not as much of a threat as the Brotherhood fears, and so they can start emerging from their secure fortification and starting patrols and everything, and pretty much just daring the NCR to do anything about it, because they just don't have the manpower or resources to spare to stop them. And because there are some records that I'd forgotten I already read. I read them the first time I went to the Pridwin, that said that the Brotherhood on the West Coast are defending the state of Maxon, which is one of the states that we never get to visit. However, it is talked about in Fallout 2 as existing as part of the early NCR. Game, come on, stop crashing.
Oh dear.
So that would then imply that more than just the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood still exists, because Maxon is in California, not Nevada. So what's going on there? Oh, damn it. It's all the way here again, damn it.
I'm not sure if I'm still...
Okay, well, I can expound upon this for a little while longer.
Clearly. I'm teasing you.
Because, I'm still not sure if I want to make a video about it and then just, frame it such that I'm implying at the start of the video, kind of the way, MatPat does, that, I've come to this conclusion and I'm going to show you, and then, midway through the video, sort of show, well, then I started to realize the evidence actually points away from the assumption that I first made. So, like I said, it hinges upon whether or not one is willing to acknowledge the canonization of certain choices made on the part of the Courier, especially. which, you know, as much as I know a lot of people don't like having their choices essentially illegitimized from one game to another in a series that is so rooted in choice, again, it's not a new thing for Fallout. So I think the one thing they're just adamant about not doing is particularly nailing down the appearance or gender of the main characters. That way anyone's character could at least, you know, like, fill that spot looks-wise. Even though a lot of the like, official stuff to do with the first Vault Dweller is... I forget his name. It's one of the 3, like, preset characters you can go with. Hi! You just striding on up to the castle? Well, come on then! Yeah, let's go.
Marcus's chat has gotten quiet.
Okay.
Sheila's writing down some plot ideas, and Scarlett says, I've still never completed New Vegas.
Come on, friend. Yeah, come on. Come on, let's go. I want to show you something. Yeah, come on. Yo, come on. Yo, I think you're going to like it. Oh, if you like fire, you're going to like what I've got to show you. Come on. Guys, take care of this idiot. How'd that work out for you? God, I love my defenses. Oh, you got friends. Well, come on then. Got a little something for you. Come on. Come on. Yeah, and then there's this thing, which definitely falls into the sufficiently advanced technology as indistinguishable from magic territory. Wow, dude. Is that it? I didn't even get to explode you. Alright, fine. Friggin' weak sauce.
Marcus says, I completed New Vegas twice, despite the fact that I got it on console and it likes to crash. And Scarlett says, love when Ken goes full Southern.
Yeah, like, that's something that, for a while, I guess just because I didn't want to let, like, Southernisms just, like, define me at all. I try to distance myself from. Kind of like what I was talking about earlier, though. I've just kind of learned to just accept who I am and where I'm from and everything, so... I grew up in a little town in the country. And yeah, when I was a kid, I had a friggin' drawl. I acknowledge this. I admit this. I am no longer, like, embarrassed about this. I've just for so long not spoken with a drawl intentionally that now I naturally don't anymore. I can, like, put that on again, though, pretty much at will.
Sheila says, Fallout 3 I finished with only about 5 mods installed. Fallout New Vegas about halfway through and heavily modded.
Yeah, I think the first Fallout game where modding was really much of a thing, for me, was 3. And I actually completely finished 3 without any mods whatsoever. Now, that wasn't my choice. It's just because I was living in the little, like, temporary shack, and it was a shack, that my mom and my stepdad were in while they were constructing the very large, nice house that they now live in.
Scarlett wants more drawl.
It's just, that little shack, that didn't have no internet. None. Like, I had to go to the public library to get my goddamn internet. Yeah. Like, it's like friggin' 1991. And so, that's the time that I was really playing Fallout 3, was that summer. Like, a lot. And so, to my frustration, you know, like, I'd hear from friends that had started playing it, like, all the cool mods, and I'm just like, I don't have any internet to get them. It was after I'd already completely finished the game, that a friend of mine was really cool and loaded up a lot of his favorites onto a flash drive, and then when I went out to visit him in my hometown for a weekend, he let me just have that flash drive, and he was just like, here, go have fun. I'm like, yes, thank you so much. Because prior to that, like, I had modded other games. It was just the first Fallout game that I really had, because I kind of got my start with modding
Scar says, love it! TARDIS says, Dan, that sounds so strange coming from you, Ken. Shield says, one weapon mod, armor mod, and the roster player has mods. Yeah. Celtic says, got plenty of space by the purifier for Mirelurk cages, plus they can act as first line of defenders near it.
That's true, yeah.
Miss T says, I'm used to hearing so many other accents, but not southern drawl. I like how just the word drawl.
Yeah, like drawl is one of those words that, like,
it sounds like what it is.
Yeah, like lisp, it immediately like evokes what it's referring to out of one's voice, which is so cruel when it comes to the word lisp. Because if you have a lisp, you can't say the word lisp. You can't. It's so mean. Whoever made that word is a cruel, terrible person and should feel ashamed.
Scarlett says you should do an entire video or series with that voice.
I kinda am. Not yet. I was thinking of, when I do my New Vegas playthrough, doing it sort of in character as my old New Vegas character, Gabe, that I'm going to probably just remake for that series, because I really love the way that I play that game as him. So, I don't know, that's one of those things that's probably a ways out. I'd intended to do it a lot earlier, and then the schedule just didn't really line up for it, and then I started to rethink the way that I wanted to approach playing games that are from more long-standing series. So anyway, all that is to say that if I end up doing New Vegas, then I'm probably going to do it, like, sans face cam even, and try to make it almost like an episodic show, where I'm pretty much just narrating the entire thing in first person as the character. In which case, since Gabe is a native of the Mojave, then, you know, he's probably going to have a little more of that, like, you know, John Marston kind of voice to him, where it's not a very strong accent. It is there, though. And
Marcus says, believe it or not, I've got a drawl/accent as well, too, in fact. Sometimes I speak with an Eastern Finnish accent, and sometimes my native Southern Ostrobothnian?
I don't know what that means.
Don't know.
I hear Mirelurk. Hi there.
Mirelurk! Shoot it!
His entire shell came off.
Wow.
I didn't know that could happen.
Well, he's a soft shell.
He looks delicious.
That's why it came off, because it's a soft shell.
I guess.
Get it.
I
get it. Misty says, oh, I love it! Yes, do this thing, please!
Like, that's probably not gonna happen.
Everybody loves your accents, I keep telling you. I keep telling you, that was one of those things that first, you know, made me go, all over you when we met, was your Jack Sparrow impression.
That was my secret weapon in the day.
Yes, it was.
When Jack Sparrow was, like, the immediate, like, icon for girls to just, like, fawn over, I was just like, if I can do an impression of that.
Yeah.
And it worked.
But here's the question: were you trying to impress me?
Yeah.
I'm happy now. Scott says, I slipped from Aussie through Southern to Canadian. I'm weird. Shield says,
Hi, friend.
Restarted Fallout New Vegas with hardcore mode after I put a realistic weapon damage mod. I have managed from a hobby outpost without dying. This playthrough, I might not do any of the DLC.
Yeah, the one Fallout New Vegas series that I'm probably gonna do soon-ish. I'm not really sure, just because I've really got to feel confident when I get started in it. I've talked about it for a while now, and I know a lot of people have just really wanted to see it. So it's kind of one of those that like Clear Sky. I want to do it right when I do it. However, I recognize as well I've made too many excuses. I need to just start friggin' doing it. And that is doing a full Fallout New Vegas Dust playthrough.
Celtic wants a Jack Sparrow in question.
Nice. So long since I did Jack Sparrow, I'm not sure if I still can.
No. You have to do one of his quotes. I think that's where it will shine.
Yeah. So, you've got to learn to respect the Minutemen, Zoe.
Do the I love weddings drinks all around.
Ah, weddings! I love weddings! Drinks all around! There we are. We just gotta project a little more.
Well, that's because he's all like up there.
Well, that's a couple of nights just shredding things. You'll have fun. So yeah, anyway, when I do the Dust playthrough, that one I kind of want to do also like pseudo in character. However, because I know Dust is incredibly punishing and difficult, and I will die, kind of a lot probably, and that sort of throws a little continuity concern into the mix. Like, how do you play it in character first person if a character dies, and still have it make sense? I'm probably going to try and throw my own little spin on it and still say that it is the same continuity. It's just the character always like waking up from nightmares that are semi-prophetic, that like are of situations that are about to happen, and if he does something differently, like me as the player will do, then he might change the outcome. So it kind of throws an even creepier vibe onto it, which also even fits now somewhat with Fallout lore, considering Mama Murphy's a freaking chem prophet. Like, that's pretty much canon. She's magic. So I think I could still do that and have it make sense and, like, put an interesting dynamic onto the series that way.
Miss T says, I'm not sure Jack knows quiet. Scott says, death equals nightmare. Sheila says, Dust mod author made a mod for Fallout 4 called Frost.
Yeah, I just saw that. It's not
Sheila says,
really...
It was a nightmare and didn't happen, but it could happen.
Exactly.
Marcus says, Gopher always pretended that his character Jack had a vision or a bad dream when he died.
Yeah. Funny thing is, as much as I've heard a few people, like, compare some of what I do to Gopher, I've never actually watched any of his videos. He sounds like a cool guy, and I know he's a great modder. I just haven't watched any of his videos. Oh, hi. Did not see you there. So, like, that's one that, since that's probably going to happen a lot, and that would affect someone's psyche a lot. Jeff Dunham there.
Yes. I see that.
And I'm probably going to do that series semi-sporadically, because, like, I hung out with a lot of theater kids in college. That's just the kind of group I was attracted to. It was them and the psych students, and a few English nerds. But I can appreciate the ideas of essentially method acting, like really throwing yourself into the headspace of someone that's in that situation. So that means that recording those episodes is probably going to end up, like, stressful for me. So I'm probably only going to handle recording 1 or 2 at a time. And I kind of want to, like, mentally prepare myself for it prior to starting. Oh my.
Jeffa Dunham.
I know he catches a lot of crap. I don't mind him too much.
She says, Gopher is what caused me to buy Fallout New Vegas.
Really?
That's just, either way, you know you die.
Oh yeah. Like, I know I'm gonna die. A lot. Oh, I don't want to kill you. You're one of the cool looking dogs. It hurts. It hurts me inside. Ooh, hey. I'm gonna hurt you inside.
I hate it when they whimper.
Because they use more realistic dog sound effects for them, too. Oh, this is the school district.
It hurts so bad. It's so bad. Ned says, oh yeah, let's not forget, all you need is kill. So this Kenneth will maybe get Far Cry 3.
Really?
Marcus says, Gopher actually made a mod that changes your stance in game when you hold a weapon. It's really cool. You can have your character hold your weapon tactically like a soldier with thumbs forward, 2-hand grip, or with one hand like a gunslinger.
Huh. That's cool. Wait, for New Vegas or for this game? Because I got one for this game that actually I can show you right now. That, as you can see, TFC, the character, for a little while at least, uses some of the NPC animations where he's still sort of in like a ready. As someone with like military training who is familiar with firearms and everything.
For New
would
Vegas
do.
is my guess.
Okay, for New Vegas, gotcha. DB Technical High School. Okay, I'll have to check that out another time.
Ooh, there's stuff on top.
Yeah, that looks like a full-on raider camp. Anyway, is that same red rocket that I usually like? Can't tell. Save just in case it crashes on me again. Yeah, this one is... God, which one is this mod called? I don't remember. It's like... It's not Stay Frosty. It's like Stay Ready or something like that. I don't know. It was one that, like, I didn't think the default animation, like, annoyed me all that much until I saw the alternative, and I'm like, oh god, that is so much more preferable. Oh, give me that.
Scar says there's something fun in that school.
Is there now? Then that's one that I'll probably put on the list to check out, like, on one of the exploration streams.
Misty says, too bad you can't take that rocket for your place.
I kinda can. Or do you mean, like, use this red rocket as a place, or...
Take the rocket off.
Oh, like that. I mean, I have one of those on my house, because I live in one of these. Because these are a chain of gas stations. Because my main, like, personal settlement, I need to drop stuff off anyway. I can show you. If the map will ever frickin' cooperate! There we go. Because I've got several settlements that are just that for multiple people. I've only got one place that I really use as, like, Kit's home. His place away from the world. That so far only has 2 other residents. A dog, and Nick, my synth companion, that for some reason I can't dismiss to his office again, which I would like to send him home to. I just can't, for some reason. I have to send him to one of my settlements. I'm like, Nick, you have a detective agency office in Diamond City. Go there. It's not that I don't like you anymore, it's just like, we're not doing stuff right now, so go do your job.
Misty says, I've just never noticed it.
Is this place? Yeah, let me wait a little. Oh, jeez.
Whoa.
I've done so much work here that when it first loads in, the frame rate stutters. Let me wait so there's a little more favorable
Misty
lighting.
says, when I saw the rocket, I thought it was like a sculpture art installation thing or something.
It sort of is. It's just decor for the chain of gas stations and truck stops. Because I've kind of, like, in my little headcanon for Kit, decided that he really, like, the way some people really like collecting old Coca-Cola memorabilia and stuff, he's kind of that way about Red Rocket. So, yeah, this is the one I live in. Hi, Nick. How's it going? And with a new mod that just came out, I love my iBot torch. Friggin' love it. And a new dog meat. My faithful companion. That I don't take with me because he knocks stuff around and gets annoying. So.
Celtic Knight says, maybe you can after you help him with his quest?
Maybe. That's something I'm kind of hoping for. Then again, I think you have to take him with you when you do Far Harbor, because isn't it like a case with the Valentine Detective Agency that first, like, prompts you to go there? I think? I don't know. And then for my general's outfit, I'm sort of putting together like custom stuff for it. That way when I finally end up going to war against the Brotherhood, then I can, like, don full general's garb and lead my men in full uniform. At least, hopefully I get a chance to do that, I don't know. I'm prepping for it, just in case.
Scarlett says, Misty says, cool, you mean like how some people are about Buc-ee's?
Yeah.
Scarlett says, speaking of old Coke stuff, my dad got back from deployment to the Solomon Islands, pulling up old munitions. He brought back some old
Cool.
World War II era Coke bottles.
Cool.
Cool.
Oh, I need to strip that. Select. 150 damage resistance while reloading. That is weirdly situational. Launch rifle, I can just stash you now. And yeah, Miss T, a lot of the stuff that you see in here is not stock, as it were. I have decorated the ever-loving hell out of the inside of this garage. Anyone else that's played this game can tell you. There's a lot less in here when you first show up. Oh, I've also got another mod that it's so simple, I don't even know if I'll spotlight it. Then again, I've done very simple texture replacers and just made like minute-long videos about them. One that, because it always annoyed me that you can't like snap any replacement windows into these front units. They're just open. And I have a hard time fathoming that that was the original structure's design. Like, you don't just make open things like that. Like, there are these sliding doors. You can do that. And you can even close the main garage door. That's a thing you can do. And yet these giant windows are just still open all the time. So, I finally found a mod that's, like, I was looking for windows that you could actually snap into place there, and instead found, even though I've got my fridge in the way now, this. It adds shutters like the main garage door to, if you want, fully close in the entire structure. Can't really reach that, 'cause like, I've got stuff in the way of these, because I like to keep them open. To me, it just makes sense to have an option to not, like during rad storms or something. Alrighty. So, I do have some explosives to put up. Let me do that.
What's going on?
Okay. Like I said, Atomic Radio. Check it out. It's a cool mod.
Celtic Knight says, love that computer terminal setup you have.
Oh yeah, my autodock. Or were you referring to this thing? I have a few.
Ooh, it's doing it again.
Yeah, it's really stuttering here. I think I need to get rid of a few things.
Oh, my eyes.
Like, it doesn't do it all the time. For some reason, it just kind of chugs at some points.
So, Kit is with Red Rocket the way Kate is to Nuka-Cola.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to the point of hanging up a good old Red Rocket diesel fusion gasoline flag. Oh, and another thing from this was from, I think, no, it wasn't Do It Yourself.
No, this one is from
I forget which.
I think it's the Diggers.
Yeah,
Northland Diggers.
maybe Northland Diggers. Maybe, I forget which. Anyway, one of my decor mods adds in some more stuff that you can place, and I really like the one that lets you put down a little like stack of little like holotape games, because if you zoom in on them, they are. What the? Where's my rifle?
Did you undo your rifle?
No, it's right there. Hotkey. Hotkey. There we go. Okay. Starting to get worried there for a second. Yeah. We got the Red Menace, Grognak, Pipfall, Zeta Invaders. All of those are little games that you can actually pick up in game and then play on your Pip-Boy.
Scar says do it yourself.
Okay,
Marcus says I really need to go to bed. Night, gal. Good
Alrighty.
night.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap because I
Yeah,
can
I'm
feel it in
tired.
my voice and I'm losing energy. So.
Shield says I've been watching Fallout 4 settlement builds on YouTube, and this one does the settlement was lore friendly.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
I didn't catch like the last half of that.
Shield's been watching Fallout 4 settlement builds on YouTube, and this one does the settlement as lore friendly.
Oh, cool. I'm glad you think so.
Kate and I have a little something in common then. She is addicted to Nuka-Cola.
Like in game, her character is
Like, and
physically
that's-
addicted.
That's what I decided to do. I decided to keep it.
Alrighty. Yeah, I can feel it in my throat. So, yeah, I think it's a good time to wrap. Even though this was really chill, like, just kind of podcasty with a game happening to go on at the same time sort of thing. This was fun. I enjoyed this. It was a good time. I feel like I got to have some good chats with you guys. And again, I know I've said this a few times, it's just because I want to do this series right. I am thankful for you guys giving me at least a little guidance in terms of where I need to concern myself with, like, ultimatums coming up in the story, so that I can make sure that I get the outcome I really want. Because honestly, at the end of the day, I've seen enough when it comes to the Institute. I know what they're about. I can pretty well put together what it is that Sean wants to do, and I ain't about that. So, at this point, I'm like, if I'm put in a position where I have to fight them, I've kind of squared myself with that's kind of where the story's going. So at this point, I think I'm probably going to go meet Deacon, see what I can do with the railroad, and then probably do either, like, make a save, experiment, see what I can do with going to meet the Courser, and see what happens there. And then probably end up reloading, just in case it, like, locks me into Institute faction assimilation. And then probably end up going to the Brotherhood and doing what I can with them, hopefully traveling with Dance long enough to get his companion quest, and then getting his allegiance, hopefully. Then maybe later doing the Dance Dance Revolution and fighting the Brotherhood. And then putting Dance in command. Yeah. Because if it ain't him, it's me. Or I'll just eliminate them and wipe them from the map entirely.
And then it will be the Minutemen.
Yes. Because right now, like, she and I were actually talking about this the other day, from a pure storytelling perspective, I kind of hope, if they end up canonizing any of the events that happen in this game in, like, Fallout 5, when that eventually happens, I do hope that they imply that the Brotherhood was kind of taken down a notch in the Commonwealth, because from a storytelling perspective, right now, they're coming up on the same territory as the Enclave were in the older games, in that they are absolutely the preeminent, most powerful military faction in the continental U.S. They have a full-on airship at their command, a fleet of vertibirds, power armor more advanced than almost anything else. The Enclave is no longer a real threat. They were scattered on the West Coast. They were destroyed at Raven Rock. They don't pose a real threat anymore. No one can pose a significant threat to them. So from a storytelling perspective, that would kind of lock things down a little too hard, at least in my opinion. So I like the idea of them kind of getting their leadership scattered, because I think I have an idea of how we're going to fight them as the Minutemen. We have artillery. They have a fragile airship that their commandant is inside of. Yeah. So if we take out the head, then that could very well scatter them. Because at the moment, it really seems like the Brotherhood is sort of a cult of personality, that they're all just, like, fanatically loyal to Maxon. I think without him, they're at least going to falter and fall apart for long enough for other factions to sort of shove the Brotherhood back into the position where, yeah, they're a threat, and they are a considerable faction. They're not just the de facto most powerful, though. And from a storytelling perspective, that's where I'd kind of like them to stay. So, at least for my run-through, anyway, that's where I'm going to put them. So, I think that's pretty much everything. I've got a pretty good idea now of, I think, where to go. We're going to have to do it a little bit more experimentally than I had first thought, especially as pertains to the Courser. I'm glad I know, though. Because like that, and knowing certain things about certain quests that are going to come up, it would frustrate me more to have had those accidentally spoiled for me in, like, comment sections on mods and stuff, especially the ones where it's, like, not relevant to the mod. They just, like, talk about it for no reason. I'm like, thanks for that, you douche. If it wasn't for the fact that knowing those things, especially not necessarily knowing the context they happen in, just knowing that certain things are going to happen for reasons that I don't yet know, but that's fine. They allow me to make more informed decisions about where to take the series from here. And because I care about this series, I want to make sure I take it in the right place, at least for what I want out of it. So, Yeah.
Calvin says Hail Hydra. T says DDR, wow, pin. It says take out the head and the body will fall. Miss T goes, as long as it isn't take out the head and 2 more appear.
Nah, well, I mean, that is kind of the way the Brotherhood has operated, honestly. Yeah. It's also the way the Enclave operated. And the Super Mutants. That's just the way a lot of things in Fallout happen, honestly. Humans. We're a hard to kill lot. We adapt. So, I think that's pretty much all I got. This was fun. I'm glad you guys stuck around and enjoyed. Even though I didn't really do much, except for, you know, bounce ideas off of you, either for the current series or for other series. I'm really happy that I can actually do that with you guys and get feedback from you. Like, that was when we very first started streaming. That was the main impetus of even wanting to start streaming. I didn't know if I had the chops to do, like, the interactivity host kind of thing. All I'd ever done at that point was more pre-recorded sort of stuff. Like, I didn't know if I would even make for a good streamer. And at this point, I'm not sure I do. I don't know.
I don't know.
I just kind of do, and you guys still show up, so I guess I'm doing something right. But it was mostly done just so that I'd have a channel through which I could actively communicate in real time with you guys that care about the channel and that want to help kind of shape where we're going and give feedback, so that I can always do as much as I can for you guys, because you're the ones the channel's for, especially now that we've gone fan-funded, and y'all are the ones that are, like, paying my checks. And so, you know, if I'm not keeping you happy, the hell am I doing? So I really like, especially now, keeping my thumb as close to the pulse of what the audience wants to see as possible. So I'm glad that I still can do that. So anyway, I think I've rambled enough.
Probably.
Shall we call it an evening? I'm thirsty.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. So, cheers to all of you guys. Appreciate every one of you. Check out our Patreon if you've enjoyed this stream, as off the wall as it is, to help us keep the show alive. I am Kids Mark here at Last Will Press.
I'm Violeta.
And as always, we wish you all good gaming and Godspeed.
Bye!
Cheers, everyone. I really am thirsty.
I'm tired.
So am I.
I found a cool yoga thing.
I see.